Wait, there we go. Okay, we're good now. All right, we are live. What's up, everybody? We're good to go. Let me grab the old controller. What's up? What's good? I saw it in the chat. Yeah, I did. I missed the Christmas opportunity to play this game. I fucked up. In my defense, I had some friends swinging by and staying at the house. Matu said first to fart in the chat. I was technically first in the chat, and I haven't stopped farting since the stream started. So, all right. What else is going on? Hold on. We had an argument. I saw it. Oh fuck, where'd it go? Mohawk Viking in popular media is cooler than bald Viking. You know, I'm a little biased on that front. I can't act like I'm not, but you might be right. You might be right. Just because Mohawks are kind of like cool in and of themselves. Angel does Simp. Have you seen the new Silent Hill movie? I hear it's bad. No, I haven't. I don't want to. The last Silent Hill movie I went to was Revelation, and that's the only movie in my entire life I've ever wanted to walk out on. So, dude, I don't know. Do you fart louder than Josine, or does she surpass you on that? What do you think? Of course not. I fart louder than most people, I would imagine. Depending. High protein diet, we're good to go. Yeah, Revelation was okay. So this is a thing, and I made a video about it a long time ago. Revelation wasn't just bad as a Silent Hill video game property. It was a bad movie, like in general. Me, Sarah, Ray, Asian, Doug just ate ramen and made fun of you for the last. You know, I fucking believe that because honestly, all of you are really bad friends. I fucking believe that so hard. No need to convince me. By the way, we should probably play a video game, right? Video games. We're in. Third Birthday is my favorite survival horror games. Yeah, I know you're fucking with me. I'm not going to fall for it. Imran is too. They were probably all praising me the entire time. Fuck, hold on. I have to change something. Now we're better. We gotta take the controller out of analog mode. Mason jar water hits different. Yeah, my wife has got me on this kick of like plastics and stuff, and you know, I don't know. It's not one of those things I'm super educated on, but I figure it's like it doesn't hurt any to drink water out of a glass, right? So worst case scenario, I just changed up my cup a little bit. Survival horror with a twist? I don't know about that one. Chrysler Building completionist run. So I do want to make a video on this game in the future, and I am going to have to talk about the Chrysler Building. Go on, feel like that glass of water. Go on, feel it. If you forget to take those bullets from the office at the beginning of the game, I don't know. I didn't know those bullets were like you get them from the officer until like the third time I played it. I think people like it makes sense because the setting is very contemporary, horror sci-fi that fits with the survival horror sort of milieu, right? But I mean, you're not backtracking across a singular location, solving puzzles and stuff. There's no key. Like, it's an RPG, you know, plain and simple. I think any of the overlap that's there is overlap that exists between RPGs and any other game. I would say Super Metroid is more of a survival horror game than Parasite Eve is. Nice. Action horror? I think horror RPG. I mean, like, it's perfect. Oh, you know what? Let's do this since we're hanging out. It's just us guys here, right? use a non-integer scale. Just, we're chilling. We don't need to be scaling. Let's 4x3 this bad boy. Oh, no, wrong one. There we go. No need to put on airs. Name her something funny. I can't do it. Dude, I have a thing. Man, when I play an RPG, when the game gives me a name, that's fucking it. Dude, I can't change names in RPGs if I'm really going to play them. I can't do it. It's just, I can't. I don't know why. I've got no reason. It doesn't make any sense, but here we are. It's a board game with animations. That's close. I mean, might as well, right? All in the blue. Hey, what's up, dude? How you doing? Oh man, it's so quiet. I might need to make it louder. We'll see. We'll wait till the music starts. I got Final Fantasy X yesterday. I'm loving it. Chip Chap, is this your first time playing it? I think that's probably my least replayed Final Fantasy for sure.
It always struck me as Squaresoft trying to do a re-SH type story. It's not much more than that emo, but plenty of fun.
Thank you very much for the $5, by the way. Nameless Wallaby? Wallaby. Jesus Christ. Jared, you fucking suck. Thank you for the $5. And yeah, I agree. I think it's just mostly just story and setting and atmosphere and tone. But in terms, I think a lot of people forget that survival horror is a video game genre and not like a storytelling genre or a visual presentation genre. You know what I mean? And for sure, these characters look more like they're in a survival horror video game than like a chibi top-down RPG. So I get there's a lot of elements working together, but I don't think in terms of playing a video game that there's anything in here that you could even remotely link to something like Resident Evil for sure. But yeah, they're definitely going for that Resident Evil Silent Hill feel. There's no doubt about it. Oh, so Chip Chap, it is your first time. Interesting. All right, hell yeah, that's kind of cool though. I will say, it's got a fucking banger soundtrack. So fucking good. Gilgafresh923, I like that name. Yeah, I honestly feel like Parasite Eve 2 is very underrated. It's very flawed. It's got a lot of fucking issues, but it's also very good. So you guys let me know if the game audio and the mic, if we need to change anything, let me know. And yeah, for sure, peak cutscene right here. This is why this game is known as the cinematic RPG. It's fucking amazing. I hate the Blitzball mini game. Yeah, I feel you on that real fucking hard. I can't stand it. Iffy, what's up, dog? 66 months, hell yeah. 6'6", pick up sticks. Yeah, I never got good at Blitzball. I watch videos, content creators talking about Final Fantasy X, and they talk about Blitzball as if it's like really easy. I've never understood how the fuck to play that game. I don't think I've scored a single point on purpose in Blitzball. It's so easy to watch this cutscene and to be transported right back to where I was in like 1998 when I first played it. I still remember what the room was like. I lived in Tennessee at the time in an old Civil War hospital, which is like, if you're going to play a horror game, you should be living in a fucking plantation style Civil War hospital for sure. This is one thing that, by the way, if you're watching this, I have a video that will be coming out in less than a week on the game Parasite Mutant, which is a Parasite Eve clone, essentially, right? And a lot of what I noticed, one thing that made me really appreciate that game as like is something that's going after that Parasite Eve style, is it uses a lot of camera angles that are very pulled back like this, that show a lot of the environment, and they track you as you move in the same way, which is, such a small little detail that I think a lesser developer would not have noticed. I think. I remember paying $52 for this at Walmart, and the cashier gave me a look like they probably shouldn't sell it to me. Oh fuck yeah, dude! It did have a mature sort of aura about it. Oh yeah, when I hurt my knee, what is that? Hanaya Seth? Yeah, dude, I busted my knee wrestling, and then sat around and played Resident Evil 3 forever. I think the morning I woke up, I had to sleep on the couch. Um, because my bed, I didn't have a bed frame. It's just a mattress on the ground. I couldn't bend my knee to get up and out of the bed all the time. So I had to sleep on my couch, and then my brother was playing with our dog, and he threw something for her to catch, and my leg was propped up on a table, and she jumped over my leg and bent my knee in when it was already fucking injured. It was terrible. And that was around the time I got to that one room where you either get the Magnum or the shotgun from that dead cop down the stairs. Funny how little things stick with you. Let's wait for it. Yeah. Oh fuck, I'm thinking the fucking 2 ones. I'm an idiot. Yeah, my body's getting hot too. Don't worry about it. Just as I thought. Yo, what's up? Popping them. Mix camera. Wait, hold on. Let me. Something fixed camera angles do often. Ocarina of Time, Hyrule's Town, the only place I think. And I think Ocarina of Time's Hyrule Town, the only place I think that does that. But like on the N64. You know, from what I've played, Parasite Mutant does seem to really understand the gameplay. I would say the combat, it's like 90% there. Like really and truly, they are fucking right on the money in a lot of ways. And I will say, even to their credit, they stick close to Parasite Eve's combat to a fault. And they even kind of what's the word? They've also brought across a couple of the things, like for example in Parasite Eve, a lot of times attacks can feel like, while you can move around and do things in real time, what's really deciding whether or not you dodge an attack is the camera angle or like the environment that you get into a fight in. And that's still the case in Parasite Mutant. So it stays very true to how Parasite Eve operates for sure. The only thing that I'm worried about is the structure of the game, because Parasite Eve had this really cool little hub world of New York, and it was very limited in where you can go, but the feeling of the world is kind of broad, and it sort of feels like instead of you can't go somewhere, it feels more like you don't need to go to that spot. And I worry that Parasite Mutant will be very like mission based on its trailer. So I'm not sure, but we will definitely see. You know what? I think we're not going to get the bullets from the police officer. We're going in raw. Let's do it. Because I just talked some shit a second ago. So Square Enix is washed as a company now. Yeah, I'd rather we have Parasite Mutant than anything Square Enix conjures up. I agree. I don't think they have what it takes to create a good RPG anymore. They could probably make a good action. I mean, let's face it, like every video game being produced today is an open world third person action game with dialogue choices, right? So they could probably make a good one of those. Middling, but good. But
Who would you trust with adapting PE into a film? I think Guillermo del Toro would have a field day with the monster design.
that would be kind of cool, actually. Yeah. Damn. I never thought about him as an option, but that would work really well. That's tough, man. I don't know. I think, fucking hell. I don't know.
Hey.
Yeah.
Your mic sounds like you kind of don't have a mic.
My mic sounds like I don't have a mic.
It sounds like you have like a really cheap,
Really?
Yeah, it's really weird.
Okay. You guys didn't tell me my mic sounds like shit. Oh, do you think maybe it's too loud? Huh. So my mic might be a little fucked up at the moment. Oh, wait. Is this why? How about now? Yeah, maybe it is. I just changed it to a different microphone. Much better? Okay, so it was. I think it was using my webcam mic for a second there. Wow. Okay, that sucks. I had to make some... It's good now? We had the wife confirmation. Where's that, dude? Damn. Yo, but if you guys could hear me, that fucking mic on my webcam must be pretty good. Wow. Okay. It's kind of good news and bad news all at the same time. Yeah, I was needing to fuck around with OBS a lot. I've been having some very odd issues that I think are power related at the moment. I have a USB hub that this webcam has been plugged into for a year now, a year and a half, and it's worked perfectly. But recently, if I am using the webcam and my interface at the same time, the webcam goes crazy. I think shit be fucked. Now it sounds like you're... That's so wild. Fuck, hopefully you guys could hear what I was saying. Your wife noticed your voice was missing the beat. Honestly, she is really good at keeping a fucking... keeping an eye on shit for me when I stream. Yo, how come he got to move first? Yeah, what's up? What's up? Is he supposed to die with 2 hits? I feel like that's supposed to be a longer fight. Yeah, you did get here just in time. Holy shit, man. That's... Dude, fuck. Thank God somebody noticed. You guys got to keep me in check. Interesting. Okay, so you could hear everything. Damn, that webcam mic must be fucking badass as shit. I'll take it. Why can I not? I know for sure I can examine you. But you know what? I choose not to. There we go. That's what it is. Is that what it is? It was a crit? I don't think the paramedics are going to be able to help with that one, Aya. There we go. This game is, if there's one thing I remember so clearly about reviews at the time, it's that the hotspots required for interacting with stuff. Hey, Chip Chap, thank you very much for the $1, my man. Much appreciated. Just because me and you are on the same wavelength as far as Blitzball goes. Let's make the webcam go just a little down. There we go, baby. Hell yeah. Chip Chap is the coolest name, that is true. I remember this screenshot specifically being in a game magazine and wondering, like, what in the fuck is going to explain why this woman's holding a gun at a clown? And now I know. Fuck, I forgot to type. That's cool. Just type out a message. We'll read it here. Same thing. And there we go. Does kind of have a Stars Room-esque feel to it for sure. I think the music in this first section is so wonderfully set up.
I'm going home to sleep with my wife.
You know what? You guys have no idea how much more I am attracted to my wife that she quotes Clue. Then, like, if you guys ever want to get in with me, throw out a Clue quote like that. Josine's lucky she's going to work. Because you can't throw out a Clue quote without a little harassment. So, is it really that hard for companies to record screams? Because even in like really high budget, high effort, popular projects, I noticed the Wilhelm scream, and you know, like a couple of those sort of like stock Halloween sound effect CD type of screams. And it's like, you can't just, you have like voiceovers in your stuff, and like, why would you not just, I don't understand it. I really don't get it. Anyone who quotes Ghostbusters, I'll throw a ring on them, dude. Hell yeah. No, I'm a plant. Dude, Clue is so fucking good. Who said that they need to watch it? Cinema Mac? Oh, no. Who was that? Fuck. Chat's going too fast. Igor Dreamer, please listen to me. If there's one thing, important statement, bomba. Statement accepted. Cost, complexity, and time. Is it really that tough, though? Because I feel like... Okay, do I just have to leave, I imagine? I mean, it can't be that tough, right? So I've heard that it is sort of like an inside joke, like a wink from directors and insider people. Like, I have heard that. But I feel like that's sort of a very weird... I don't know. It feels like it's in so many like high budget, high effort, like dead serious productions. It's hard to believe that.
Hi.
I love you too.
Love you, chat.
Josine says she loves you guys. You can buy a sound pack for half the price of one voice actor for a day. Yeah, for sure. But like, if you already have the talent on stage, you know, you have your actor already portraying a role. You can't put them in a sound booth for a quick second and have them scream. You know, like, it doesn't, I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. I mean, I understand, you know, wanting to save money on a production, but it just kind of feels like you're already, the money's already been spent on the talent. You're already there. You might as well just record like a person specific, you know, I don't know. Maybe it's like, I feel like if I was a director, I would just get in a sound booth and scream real quick and record if it was that important, you know. I'm getting crits left and right. Your boy's cooking. All right. Some people don't want to scream. Hurts their throat. I understand that. I used to have to scream for a living. It fucking sucked. It's like you need to pay more and deal with all the guilds, actor, and the kind, and money costs. Fair. Yeah, that is true. There's sort of like an added cost in that sense. I still don't get it, though. I feel like if I was in charge of a production, you know, because that Scream, man, it's in so many different fucking places. I don't understand. Oh, you think we can, like, level up infinitely here? How sick would that be? Give us your best Scream. Oh, right now? Hell no, dude. I haven't screamed. See, I go through this problem. I have this cycle that I go through. I've had 3 Screams throughout my life because the longer I go without screaming, I forget and have to relearn. And so for the longest time when I was in my death metal band, I had troubles doing highs. And when I went a really long time without screaming, I sort of forgot how, and I had to relearn how to scream. And I could only do mids and highs. It's a very, very weird issue to have, right? And it's been so long now, I don't fucking know, honestly, what my scream would sound like. And I would have to, like, actually sit down and practice. And that's sort of an issue because I have a window right here in front of me, and I have neighbors that live right across the street from me, like a stone's throw. So I'm worried that, you know, I don't want to bother them or anything like that. So I was thinking maybe I have a pantry upstairs. There's no windows or anything like that. I could probably take a pantry, take a blanket and put it up in the pantry and practice screaming there. Just bring like an iPad with me or something. Because I have been wanting to practice a little more. Oh shit, Netraith, what's up, dude? Right when you show up, we're talking about screaming and stuff. What are the odds? It's like the Resident Evil 2 door opening sound effect. It's used in everything. I'd imagine it's used for speed more than anything. Voice actors' voices break when screaming. Yeah, that's true. It still feels weird to me. It feels strange. It's like a really odd move. When you can see that there is a lot of effort and budget going into other aspects of the production. Very strange. I don't know. It gets me in a weird way. It's like, there's gotta be a fucking way. Oh, the Jaguar. I have a problem saying Grimoire and Jaguar. I have a war problem. Restless Dreams, how you doing? What's up? I'm over here thumbing through a diary that I have to go through line by line. God, this is such a good soundtrack. There's soundtracks, and then there's this game. It's up there. I think some of the best soundtracks in the world. Let's think this out. Donkey Kong Country's got to be on the list, right? Resident Evil 2, for sure. Now, don't get me wrong, RE1 has a great soundtrack.
The Wilhelm scream is as peak as it gets, Jared. Even Nolan is guilty of using it.
He does, yeah. First off, thank you very much for the $5. Much appreciated. But yeah, I mean, it's goated. It's everywhere. That's why it kills me. It's like, fuck, man. It's in these huge productions, like hundreds of millions of dollars go into the movie industry, and nobody's updated the Wilhelm scream. Symphony of the Night, yes, Cockrock, 100%. Could not agree more. RE2, Symphony of the Night. I'm going to go Chrono Cross. One of the best, dude, fucking incredible. But Parasite Eve, honestly, if it was on the PS1, it stands a chance at having one of the best soundtracks ever made. And here's something really interesting. The soundtrack for Chrono Cross doesn't include any actual guitar samples. Even though if you listen really closely, you can hear the noise of fingers running up and down threads. Up and down the threads on strings. I can't fucking talk. You know, you can hear that noise that zzz, as you move your fingers up and down the neck of the guitar. That was just a sample they created in MIDI. Isn't that wild? That's a fucking incredible... Like, I don't think that... Is there Red Book audio on that CD? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they use the PS1's internal MIDI processor for like the vast majority of it. It's too bad they never made a Parasite Eve 3. Nope, never. And if they did, we wouldn't talk about it. Yeah, I can't talk. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm having a stroke apparently. Panzer Dragoon 1 and 2. I'll be honest with you, I'm familiar enough with 1. I never fucked with Saga or anything like that, so. Oh god, Brave Friends to Musa. I have a playlist that I listen to when I'm writing scripts. And Brave Friends to Musashi's on there, Parasite Eve, RE2, Code Veronica, all the good stuff. But Musashi's got a fucking amazing soundtrack, especially that one area with the mountain and the waterfall, that first main like adventure area. Fuck, it's so good. I'll be honest with you, FF9, there's only one track that I love in that game, and it's the title screen track. I really like the sound font for it. Very medieval, very weird. But a lot. Okay, no, the overworld theme when you're on the airship is really, really good. And you know, the overworld theme in general is good. But other than that, though, I'm not huge into FF9 soundtrack. I know I can get in here. I'm almost positive of it. Return to Silent Hill reaction win. Dude, I don't know. When it becomes available for me to get some footage of, I might do a video of it. But man, it really fucking sucks getting hit with copyright strikes on a video that you put a lot of effort into. And if there's one thing these fucking companies you can count on, it's movie stuff. Like every once in a blue moon, I might get hit with a copyright strike for like Akira Yamaoka's music specifically. But when I put out a video, like a movie review, that shit's happening. You can fucking set your watch to it. Streets of Rage 2, very, very good pick. Because 1 is really good, but 2 is just a sort of refined version of 1. But 3 is way too experimental, I think. There are a couple of good tracks, but for the most part, 2 is the winner for sure. Yeah, you know, 10 definitely has a much better OST than 9. That is for sure. I kind of feel like 8's better than 10, though. But 10 does have a fucking banger-ass soundtrack. The Malakia Woods, I think it's Malakia, I think it's called. Fucking incredible track. I watched your SH movie reviews recently. They were great. Thank you. I made my own movie reviews for all 3 SH movies and didn't get any copyrights. Could that be channel size and money aspects? Potentially, yeah. I mean, sometimes you get this is the worst part about it too, and why I don't fuck with it quite so much. Sometimes the copyright strike doesn't come until you're like 13K views in or something like that. It's wild.
Dot.
Nick's Gaming Archive, $5. Thank you so much, man. Much appreciated. You guys are being incredibly nice to me today. I'm thankful. Hell yeah, dude. And I swear to God, there's something in these curtains. I know. Like, I swear. You just gotta fucking finesse it. I'm almost positive I can open these. Somebody tell me I'm not insane. They wait for the money to start coming in. I'm thinking that maybe a lot of these companies are looking for above a certain benchmark for views or something like that, maybe. I would imagine. Like maybe they don't get notifications until you start reaching in the upper ends of views and stuff like that. Potentially, yeah, I still have no idea how YouTube works. It's insane that I've been able to make a job out of it for so long. Pixel Perfect spot hunting, that's the name of the game. So many popular fan theories, we're using them except circumcision. Well, that's 4 though, right? So that makes sense. I swear I can open one of these. Somebody tell me I haven't lost my mind. I know it's true.
That is true, Goji Shay. I am 100% insane. Silent Hill films all suck. The first film is a mid film that just has good cinematography, but it's not above a 5 out of 10. It does have good cinematography, and I will say that the dialogue writing is pretty bad in Silent Hill, but I think the overall story in terms of a psychological suspense horror thing, it's pretty good. And I think the soundtrack of the Silent Hill games really elevates it in terms of mood and atmosphere. And a lot of the decisions that Christoph Gans made to alter the Silent Hill storyline, while obviously I would have preferred, a more accurate touch, it makes for a good movie. It's just not a good Silent Hill movie, Because watching through Silent Hill, I was immediately disappointed with how different it was, like the first time me seeing it. But I still really appreciated it as a movie. It sort of won me over as it continued. This game is so fucking good. It's wild. I replay this game like once every 2 years or so recently, and every time I'm reminded that it is as good as I remember it. And there's something about the music that feels so of its time, that like pre-early 2000s dance music kind of sound. It's just so perfect. There we go. And boop, boop. This is a pro strat. Not a lot of people are going to tell you the secret, but you want to face yourself towards the screen so that you can easily get within her beams. Otherwise, it's hard to tell because of depth perception issues. See, a lot of YouTubers, they'd be scared to release that kind of information. They don't want big Squaresoft coming after them, but not me. You guys come here for bravery, and that's what I deliver. I'm pretty sure the giggle she just did is in both Shadow Tower and Dark Souls 2. Damn, Cockrock pulling out the deep cuts with Shadow Tower. Shadow Tower was on the PS1 and Shadow Tower Abyss was on the PS2, right? Yeah, the Sean Bean subplot is pointless, but it kind of, I believe producers were telling Christoph Gans that there had to be a male-led story in it, and he sort of shat that one out on the spot. Okay, so it was pointless to a degree in terms of like emotionally getting me to care about the ending. I think it helped because I did sort of want to see Sean Bean and his wife get back together. And I think it helped the ending garner a bit more of a reaction, because had Sean Bean have not been present for the entirety of the movie, and then her and her daughter would just come home and Sean Bean would randomly look around, I think that would definitely not have had as much of an impact.
One question and 2 statements. What are some games you want to cover but haven't? Also, I would love to see a DMC retrospective from you, and thanks for inspiring me as a creator.
Oh, Chip Chap, thank you so much, man. First off, much appreciate for the $10, and also I'm very happy to have inspired anything ever. A game I want to cover but I haven't yet, Chronos, for sure. And the last stream that we had, I was playing Alone in the Dark, the most recent one, and it's very weird. It's a weird game, and I kind of enjoyed it. But what really makes me want to cover it is the fact that it's just been forgotten completely by everybody. Like, nobody talks about that game. I haven't seen any, and I'm like plugged into survival horror and horror adjacent video review channels. So if anybody was going to see some coverage of that game, it would be me. I have not seen word one. So for sure, that or Chronos, because Chronos just looks really good. Other than that, what else do we have? DMC retrospective. I'll be totally honest with you. I've talked about this before. I fucking love DMC 3. And I think DMC 4 is like super underrated in the series. But I don't get that feeling with DMC. You know what I mean? Where like when I play it, that feeling where I have to get something off of my chest. I have something to say about this property. I need to talk about it in a deep kind of way. I don't get that from DMC, despite the fact that I enjoy the games a shit ton. I feel like I play DMC strictly for fun. And I enjoy the hell out of those games mechanically, and they're really cool to kind of like lab with, like a fighting game, figuring out when you can do OTGs and like when you can cancel moves and stuff. That's super fun, but when a game is so mechanical like that, it's almost like I don't really have the vocabulary to speak about it. If that makes any sense at all. It's like, for example, I probably wouldn't do very well as a music critic. Because, dude, of course we're going to equip the fucking Beretta. Are you out of your mind, son? Yeah, I probably wouldn't do very well as a music critic because I don't have a lot of musical knowledge. I don't have a vocabulary I don't have that skill set. You know what I mean? But I love DMC so much. And, you know, I'm gonna put it on the fucking table, guys. I'm gonna let you know. I really got a kick out of DMC Devil May Cry. I thought that was a fun-ass game, and I thought the story was really cool. But I didn't have as much of an emotional attachment to the series is probably why I enjoyed it as much as I did. Sean be like, I'm looking for my wife. Her name is Rose. She said she'd be waiting for me in her special place. Maybe it's because Sean Bean like did a good job of fitting that role really well, but I don't know. It made sense from like an emotional manipulation point of view to me, I feel like. Hey, Carlick, what's up, dude? How you doing? You been working on any content lately? What you been doing on your channel? Let me shout it out. The combat mechanics of DMC aren't bad except for the initial version where enemy color coding is just a no. There's something, you know what it is though? I'll be honest, the first game I have a lot of nostalgia for, and I really enjoy a lot of what it does in terms of presentation. It is not as fun of a game as Devil May Cry 3, that's for sure. 5 feels soulless. The aesthetics completely ruin it for me. Really? I've heard, you know, I've never played 5. This is another wild moment for me. But everybody seems to really, really like 5 a lot. Got painkillers finally, so getting back to it after a good break. Got like 6 videos on the go at the moment. Dude, hell yeah. Oh, I see. Okay, I thought you meant you had like 6 videos ready to go, and I'm like, holy shit. All right. Well, fuck, man. It sucks you needed some painkillers, but I'm glad you got them. What should we get rid of? We can't drop you, can we? No. I guess we can get rid of one of the revives, right? That's a little overkill. And we did already get this. There we go. Okay, good. Well, that doesn't help much at all. I guess we really don't need 2 medicines. probably. It's gonna be my famous last words. Oh shit, Mario, what's up? Hell yeah, dude. What the fuck are you doing? Oh wait, never mind. What is it, like 10 where you are? Dude, I gotta have your girl tattoo me. Everybody's saying it's dope as fuck. I need to get my ears tattooed. I'm trying to get a big ass X on the side of my head too. Well fuck, I guess I have to replace an item. Okay, we're just swapping medicines. Did I try the Parasite Mutant demo? Yes, and you're going to hear all about it in about 4 or 5 days. I got a video ready to go. Pipeline pumped right in, dude. Good to go. $720? Oh, that's right. Fuck you. Okay, I forgot you're not in Florida anymore. I'm an idiot. This battle music's so fire. Dude, it's fire as fuck. The whole soundtrack's good like this. Bumping ass tunes. My old back is killing me because it's summer here. I get another steroid injection at the end of next month, so I should be right for the rest of the year with regular injections. Damn, dude, you gotta get injections for it? That sucks, bro. I will say there's one thing, and I will knock on wood about this. Luckily, I've never really had back issues. Every once in a while, I might tweak my back just, you know, a little bit at the gym, but I've never really had that, like, persistent bad back problems. Mario in chat's always fucking with his back. Ears, are you trying to get kicked out of Japan? I mean, I already got my fingers and neck done. I feel like, fuck it, dude. If you're gonna do it, you gotta go all the way. I want to get an X right here above my ear. I want it to like go kind of like down into my sideburn area and then start here where my hairline is. Get that chunked right up there. I want to get something above my left eyebrow, probably some lettering. Definitely something underneath my right eye. And I want both of the tops of my ears done. 25 kilograms in the last 6 months. Dude, that's like 50 pounds, dude. Fuck. That's tough, bro. When I was 19, it got way worse after getting sick at the end of 2024. Entire lumbar spine is herniated. Dude, that sucks hard. Fuck. What infraction we bet an Epstein committed to get banned from Xbox Live? Wait, is Epstein banned on Xbox Live? Don't tell me that. I was in a party with him on COD. What the fuck? Dude, yeah, dude, Goji Shay knows what's up. Dude, the beat of him typing on his fucking keyboard is so pristinely nostalgic. I love it. It's like fucking perfect. Working out equals no back problems. I don't know, dude. There's a couple of fucking bodybuilders having mad issues. Oh, fuck. What's his face? God damn it. What's that guy's name? Dude, he can barely walk anymore. Fuck, this is gonna kill me now. I view face tattoos as self-harm. Yeah, pretty much. You're not wrong.
What's up, Jared? Longtime viewer. Thanks for turning me on to House of Necrosis. Any interest in covering any of the following? Don't look outside. No, I'm not a human. Fear and hunger.
First off, thank you very fucking much for the $10. You're incredibly nice of you. Also, hell yes on House of Necrosis. Very happy to turn anybody onto that game. It was so fucking fun. Okay, so Don't Look Outside. I've heard of. I've never even seen though, so I would have to look at that one for sure. No, I'm Not Human, literally the same exact situation. I hear everybody talking about it. I don't even know what type of game it is. Fear and Hunger, probably not. And, you know, and this is one thing. I have formed a mental bias, prejudice, you could call it, because this is before I've even played it. There are some games when people pitch them to me as being difficult, and that is like what drives them. It sort of turns me off on them. Like a game's difficulty is sort of like I enjoy difficult games. For example, House of Necrosis was pretty difficult, but that's not necessarily like why I enjoyed it as much as I did. I think Fear and Hunger is at that level for me, but also I watched a really long video from Pyrocynical about it, and I kind of feel like there isn't very much there to like surprise me anymore. You know what I mean? That being said, for the other two games, I have no issues with looking into them, see if they feel like the kind of shit that I would like to cover here on the channel. No doubt about it. Overseer Never Sleeps. What's up, dude? How you doing? Thanks for dropping by. Somebody said the name... Fuck, where is it? Yeah, buddy, exactly, him. Okay, hold on. What's his fucking name? This is gonna piss me off so bad. I actually follow bodybuilding. This is pathetic. I can't think of it. Ronnie Coleman. Yeah, but here's the thing. He just fucking works out like an idiot and never stopped working out like an idiot. I feel like he sort of gave the concept of getting big a really bad rep, because he worked out really poorly in terms of form and focused really heavily on the amount of weight he was lifting versus the way that he was lifting it. And because of that, he's stuck with a body that he's permanently ruined. And a lot of people think like, yeah, if you pursue bodybuilding, you're going to end up like him. And it's like, no, most bodybuilders aren't in that classification. But it's like if you're like Sam Sulek, who thinks that the amount that you lift is the most important factor and not the way that you perform the lift. It's like, yeah, you're gonna live a life that you hate for the rest of it. You're gonna fucking die. But if you just are like a person of normal intelligence and you approach weightlifting like a regular human, you're gonna be fine. I think Sylvester Stallone he still lifts for sure. But that's the thing, is like, it's not about how much weight you lift or how much effort you put in. It's about doing things smart, because yeah, you could blow up in your 20s for sure. But like, do you want to be stuck in a wheelchair in your 50s? That's the question. Obviously the steroids and the fucking tren and the other shit is going to kill you before your body does, for sure. But here it comes, boys. Get ready. I think I have a button queued up for it. Let's see. Yeah. No, wrong one. Yeah, there it is. That's the one. There we go. That's the getting punched button. There's a great podcast with Dorian Yates and Andrew Huberman. Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Dorian Yates is who got me into lifting. It was his Blood and Guts program that made me as big as I am today, for sure. People forget form is hella important, and by the time they're big, they're broke people. Yeah, for sure. They fuck themselves up, man. And it sucks because the biggest problem is you're seeing a lot of younger people get huge off of, blasting tests and lifting weights really poorly. And then people follow them on like Instagram and
The
stuff.
monster designs remind me. What are your top 3 or top 5 favorite PS1 enemy monster designs?
Yo, Cockrock, thank you very much, my man. Much appreciated. Let me finish this thought real quick, but I definitely will get to that. But people are following guys like Sam Sulek, and they're getting to see them in their prime, blasted on gear, doing workouts improperly, and getting huge from it. And the problem is, they won't be following Sam Sulek when he dies as a 53-year-old. So what's happening right now, we're not going to see the negative effects of for a very long time. But to get to Cockrock's question, enemy/monster design. I'm a zombie head in my heart. I love zombie media so fucking much. So I think Resident Evil 3, in terms of the PS1, had the most attractive, in terms of like geometry and 2D texturing, RE3 all day in terms of zombie design. Fucking killer. Outside of that, I would say the enemies in Parasite Eve are a little too low poly for me to really fucking put on a list like that, but Chrono Trigger had some awesome monster designs that had some really high-res looking 2D textures on them. And we need a third one. PS1. You know, Kodelka is up there. Maybe Kodelka. That's kind of unfair, though, because there's only ever 4 3D models at a time on the screen. No, that's not true. There's multiple enemies. Either way, maybe Kodelka. Maybe. Fuck. Now you got me thinking about it. Well, you know, you didn't say 3D. So if that's the case, probably the enemies in Legend of Mana would be another
I legit
attempt.
hate being called a poser for saying Shish 2 is my favorite because it was the only one of the 3 I connected with, but 3 is way scarier. NGL.
Thank you very much for the $5. And listen, here's the thing. And this is, I always say this. I talk shit about SH2 all the time, despite SH2 being fucking incredible. Not everybody is the Silent Hill 2 guy. You know, like the guy who makes video essays on Silent Hill 2 and has never played it before. I don't automatically lump people into the Silent Hill 2 category, don't worry. Definitely, I don't see people who enjoy Silent Hill 2 as posers. I think people who are overly verbal about Silent Hill 2's emotional importance to them, to a point where you get the feeling they're not trying to convince you, but trying to convince themselves. By the way, this is one of the most amazing sequences I had ever seen at the time. But yes, I think people who just fucking will not relax on Silent Hill 2, like Yahtzee Croshaw, for example. I think Yahtzee Croshaw likely has never put more than an hour into Silent Hill 1 or 3, and if he did, it was when he was a teenager and never touched them again. And probably the same with Silent Hill 2, I would imagine. Most people who enjoy Silent Hill 2 on that kind of like fucking need to come about it online all the time are people who played it when they were a kid, saw that it was hella popular, and want to join in on the discourse. But there's nothing wrong with enjoying Silent Hill 2 or Pyramid Head as a concept. I have merch of Pyramid Head. You know, Silent Hill 2 is fucking dope. So definitely, I don't automatically think someone's a poser for liking SH2. Yeah, Torch, exactly. That's the point. A lot of people think that 2 is the most important video game in the series instead of realizing, like, listen, 2 can be very personally important to you, especially if it touches on psychological issues that you might suffer with yourself. So to see that kind of representation in a video game, I can understand how that could be important. But in terms of judging it as a piece of media against the franchise it exists in, it feels weird to think that SH2 could ever be more important than 1 and 3, which are the only games that continue a constant narrative thread. You know what I mean? But like, without a doubt, Silent Hill 2 is fucking amazing. The soundtrack is pure bliss to listen to. It's so fucking good because in the first game you had a bunch of killer tracks, but I think Yamaoka hadn't quite yet found his voice in music. It was SH1 sounded like he was as an artist at the time. It was raw, it was aggressive, it was harsh, very industrial, very fucking in your face. But Silent Hill 2 is when he found a very smooth form of expression, and you could hear him really starting to get into the guitar tone that he would take into further projects. It's so cool listening to 2 and hearing the start of him becoming one of the most amazing songwriters you ever fucking heard of. Oh shit, Asylum, what's up, dude? Mr. Daniel, how we doing, bro? What bothers you more, Jared? SH fans who say 2 is the only one worth playing, or RE4 fanboys? RE4 fanboys makes sense because RE4 is a really great game too. But the people, for example, again, like Yahtzee Croshaw, who say that RE4 is the only good game in the series until 7 came out, it's just people who exist to be contrarians, essentially. People whose entire preference for media, it could be summarized by what would people be most surprised that I enjoy? That's what pisses me off most. From SH2, RE4, whatever. Like, if you're gonna say the one game in a series that plays different from everything else is the only good one, it's like, okay, well, fuck you. You don't enjoy the series then. I should be able to fucking put that in. No, dude. The only... Come on, I can't. Okay, good. I was about to say, I don't think I've ever really liked Yahtzee's shtick. To be completely honest, I'm talking a lot of shit right now. I listen to Zero Punctuation and Fully Ramblomatic a lot. I'm a big fan of his, so I'm talking shit, but I tend to be very critical of stuff that I listen to often because as you hear certain things you don't like repeated over and over again, it's really easy to kind of get them stuck in your head. The same thing goes with like Grimbeard. Grimbeard's an incredible content creator. But when he calls like Condemned Criminal Origins a survival horror game, I'm like, yeah, I don't like it. Don't do that anymore. I feel like there's not a lot of content creators that I don't enjoy that I hate. You know what I mean? Like, that makes no sense. The content creators I listen to most are the ones I'm most likely to criticize. That probably explains it better. I did like the series he did with Gabe from Australia. It was kind of early Come-Townish. Oh shit. Let's Drown Out. Interesting. I do not remember that project at all. I remember when he tried to pitch that show, Game Damage. Dude, that was bad stuff. That was really fucking bad. The only good Avalanche Reviews video is his short. Yeah, the one short that I have. I think it's about GameCube. Oh fuck, what is it? The what the fuck is that setting called? Oh, it's gonna kill me. I've forgotten the video setting that fucking short is about. It was experimental. I might actually look into doing more shorts. It's just like little clips from these streams, maybe. Because I don't want to do shorts necessarily, but I've had people reach out and be like, yo, if you want, I could edit them or something. And if somebody else puts them together, I got no problem with that. You know what we should do? All right, first we'll go down and talk to our buddies at the gun department, put away our items, then we come back here. Magellar's Canadian, therefore bad. Dude, Magellar, you're absolutely right. He's fucking great. I would say at the moment, Magellar's script writing is... I'm trying to strive towards something that, in my own voice, mirrors how well Magellar's scripts work and flow. Because if there's one thing that guy is fucking amazing at, it's writing in a voice that is authentically his. It sounds like if you met up with Magellar, he would sound just like he does reading those scripts. I've never met him before, so I don't know if that's the case, but that's the feeling that comes through in his videos. And I think one thing his videos have shown a spotlight on in my content is how I don't necessarily get to that level, and I would like to. So I'm working on a Max Payne 2 script right now. Hey, Chip Chap joined up as a channel member. Thank you so much, Big Dog. Much appreciated. You get access to the Discord now. If your email address is not the same as your YouTube email address, there is a community post for just members that I put out a while ago that has a link to join the Discord server if you'd like to. He sounds like he's telling a story, but also talking casually. Yeah, exactly. It feels so fucking personal. Like he's there in the room with you when you listen to some of his videos, especially the one on Two Worlds. I listen to that video all the time, and it's like, man, that really fucking inspires me. So I think at the moment, what I would like to do is have my scripts in a way that's like authentic to me, sound more like Magellar's scripts, and not in the sense of like his verbiage or his vocabulary, but just more like in the general flow of how he goes from one subject to another. I feel like I'm very rigid. I feel like I have to verbally transition into everything I say, where Magellar is just like, yo, here's some shit. Here's some other shit. Check this out. You know what I mean? Fuck, man. I envy that. So I'm trying my hardest to flow a little more organically in my new scripts. I'm sure nobody gives a shit about all this. I'm going off on a fucking tangent. M16, baby. Okay, so now we do a little fucking experimentation. Mario does be watching, that's a fact. Oh, I know. You don't got to tell me twice. All right, let's see. No, we already stored everything we need. I got this little tiny space heater for underneath my desk because my feet get so cold. And now I don't even have to turn on the heater in my room. This thing rules. Magellar got the flow, but Jared got the tone. I'm actually kind of jealous of his mic recording as well. His voice sounds just like... He has a deep tone to his voice. I don't know. I'm not trying to fucking suck Magellar off super hard here, but at the moment, I definitely am seeing his videos as like an inspiration for how I'd like mine to sound. But, you know, still, I'm obviously still going to do the Jared shit where I focus for way too long on like video settings that no one gives a fuck about. I'll never stop doing that shit. And then the same thing with like port comparisons. I'm doing that script on Max Payne 2, and you best believe every fucking version, including backwards compatible 360, is going to be present and accounted for. Shut up and just play the game, you peckerhead. Hell no. As a matter of fact, we're going to chill for a second. Oh, God, I did fucking biceps the other day, and now I can't straighten my arms out, which is very good news. Been watching your YouTube channel content forever, man. You turned me towards Signalis. Loved it. Dude, hell yes. Very happy to be putting more people onto that game. Although it didn't necessarily need my help. That fucking game blew up on social media. Gotta love it. All right, so range is really the... Oh, fuck me. Okay, well, there's really no... But it is a slower firing weapon. That being said, it also fucking rules. So maybe... I think we have to use the mod permit. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we have to. So we unlock this slot here. Yeah, exactly. Except for tech geeks like you. Yeah. You know what I do? I think even people who don't even understand what I'm saying probably get a kick out of some of the tech jargon when I talk about it. But I do know that one of my weaknesses is that I tend to drone on a little too long. Hey, nobody's perfect. Nothing wrong with that. Hey there, been a subscriber for 5 years now. Hell yeah. Where'd I go? Catching you live for the first time because of the time difference. Yeah, it definitely is a little tough streaming when I live in the future, technically. I'm 12 hours ahead of like people in Florida, which is wild. Good to have you though. Do we use our tool now or do we wait until we have some specs worth fucking with? That. Yeah. We're going all in. I think it's probably better. This is what I usually do. I put most of my BP into my AT bar. It kind of feels like that's the most cost, benefit, return. Technically, P is a movie tie-in franchise. Not really. It's more like a spiritual successor to a book. It stays a little more true to the book than the movie, for sure. If you live in the future, how come you never deliver the deets on those sweet, sweet insider trading tips? I'm too busy getting rich over here, dude. I'm playing the crypto game. I'm on that grind set. I prefer dumping into attack, but to each their own. Interesting. You know, I've actually never done that in a playthrough. It'd be fun to kind of... One of these days, this is another thing I tend to do with video games too. When I replay them, I play them the same way every time. It's like, for me, replaying a game isn't necessarily because I want to play it again. It's because I want to play it for the first time again. I want to do everything the way I did it the first time I played it, basically. Will I cover the Siren series? Probably one day. For the moment, I have so much shit to cover now that I just... It's the fact that I haven't touched Chronos yet, even though that's for sure a game that I should be talking about. That should let you know. I've got stuff backed up. No way, your eternal nemesis. Why? It's the best ever. Yeah, PlayStation music is the most chill. Nothing chills harder than this fucking song. Best believe I have this on my playlist for writing music. Oh, you know what? Okay, what if we took the auto item? Is auto item necessary though? Maybe? Maybe we should take auto item.
Long time no see since October, don't worry. I'm part of the Discord now, winking face. If you get some time, I'd love to show you my edits so far. I hope all is well.
Oh, dude, Cat Pat, hell yeah, dude. First off, thank you for the $5, my man. Hell yeah. 100% shoot me a DM. I'd love to see the edit. I was just thinking about that the other day. For those of you that don't know, this is probably a good time to shout out. So Cat Pat in the chat, poet and don't know it. He came here to Japan and we sat down and he had like a kind of interview style thing that we did. And he's working on it at the moment. So you guys for sure keep an eye out on that. Subscribe to his channel so that you can check it out when it comes out. But if not, I will definitely be shouting it out in a community post. Oh, that's right. That's what I'm doing here. So I think we should take auto item from, yeah, we do this, right? No, we want this. I always get this backwards. So, all right, so we say you, and then we want auto item. We're going to lose +1 defense and critical, but we're going to gain auto item, which is probably going to be better. Let's see how this goes. Fuck it. There we go. Hell yeah. Hideaki Senna. This game was still licensed from his book, and then after PE2, he said, I don't like the direction you took, and yoinked the franchise rights. Yeah. And not only that, the estate that owns the rights now have essentially priced anybody out of doing that again, like licensing it again. Very no fun. Much love, buddy. Hell yeah, right back at you, dude. You definitely got to come take a trip out to Tokyo again. We got to go to do some fucking karaoke together. That's a must. Just got back to the gym. Glad you're still streaming. I decided not to lift today because I did biceps and triceps yesterday, chest the day before, and then shoulders the day before that. And I'm so sore now that I could do shoulders again right now, but I just wouldn't heal. I would be stuck like this forever, essentially. Unauthorized movie. You can be Aya. You're going to have a hard time shooting a movie if you have Josine cosplaying as Aya. She will be indisposed. The last piece of media we got was a BMTH song, Bring Me the Horizon. Oh, that's true, yeah. It's called Parasite Eve, right? Or is it just the lyrics have to do with it? You need to make sure you have a break day between workouts, avoid overcompensating. Yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, to be fair, I'm just approaching lifting at a casual level. You know what I mean? I don't have like, I'm not going to compete or anything. So I don't necessarily need to be very, what's the word? Efficient with the way that I lift, because I can, you know, chance not getting the best results out of a lift. But for me, it's more that I would rather just not be uncomfortable from healing all day. So I'm just going to try to include a shit ton of protein in my diet today. And by tomorrow, my chest should be healed well enough that I can start training shoulders for sure. But if not, fuck it, throw a cardio day in between. I am trying to lose weight too. I'm not dieting well enough to make that a reality, but hey. Isn't Benny Gurkman the little kid in the red shirt we just saw in the game? Hey, he responded to me on Discord. Benny's back, baby. For a while, we didn't know what happened. I still don't, but he's back. He said his last semester of college was fucking him up real hard and he had to lock in for it, but I don't know if he's made a return to the general chat in Discord yet, but Benny's back. He's ready to go. Parasite Eve is more of a horror RPG, like exactly. 100% agree. Third Birthday doesn't suck. It's just not a good Parasite Eve game, and the story's terrible, but the gameplay's pretty good. CGs are fun. I do not like what they did to Ai as a character, but if you play till the end, there is a bit of an explanation. Yeah, to be fair, I called Return to Silent Hill being a shit show. I knew that was going to be the case from the beginning. There wasn't a chance in hell that movie was going to be good just based off the production stills. I knew it. Parasite Eve beats Kodelka any day of the week in terms of like playability and fun. But I think Kodelka has, they're very similar in the sense that they take a hybrid approach to RPG horror stuff. I guess we lost sync for a second. We're good now. They definitely move in similar directions, but in terms of like a fun, playable video game with a story that's satisfying to work through, it's Parasite Eve all day. Coming from a Kodelka lover. And then, of course, when you factor in the soundtrack, no contest. Even though Kodelka's got some good tracks too. It's just, you can't. This is a hard fucking game to compete with on any front. Yeah, for sure. The breakable weapon. Here's the problem. You have breakable weapons, but also like a skill-based system where the more you use a weapon, the better you get at it. So it's like you have these two competing systems that feel like they probably shouldn't be put in the same game together. From the visionary Christoph Gans. Well, that other one he did, the Brotherhood of the Wolf, was pretty good. That was. I mean, it was like a sort of high concept movie, but it worked pretty well, I would say. Kodelka was recorded on a soundstage. Interesting. I didn't know that. Yeah, Brotherhood of the Wolf is really cool. I think if we're gonna, some of the worst stuff in Brotherhood of the Wolf would be like gratuitous use of slow motion. But there are some scenes, like the very intro cinematic, the fight when the guy gets off of his horse to fight those guys and the rain is falling off of his hat. That's cinema, dude. That's pure fucking cinema. You need to portion all of the weapons, guns to one, melee to another. The third goes fist only. Oh, we're talking about Kodelka, yeah. I didn't even know what the fuck I was watching. That's how I felt about Revelation. I was watching it and I'm like, this is so bad that I feel like I'm being made fun of for being in the room with it. Like the movie's pointing and laughing at me. The timing of the shutters. Dude, listen, when we stream here, it's fucking professional business. He did Crying Freeman? No way. Really? And that's the same actor from Brotherhood of the Wolf too, right? In Crying Freeman? Interesting. I did not know he directed that. That's wild. I like that was panned to the left in stereo. That was kind of cool. Like, imagine you're working on a video game and you're doing the sound effects. Nobody gives a fuck that you pan that sound effect to the left, but there's one guy 25 years after you've made your video game that really appreciates it. Eternal Poison. Yes, absolutely. In Japanese, in Japan, it's called Pink Poison, which kind of makes a little more sense. But yeah, Eternal Poison is really good up until the mid game for most characters. I think Eternal Poison's the kind of game that you probably want to read a guide for before playing it, because it's really easy to get halfway through the game and screw yourself. But it's not very long and there are multiple campaigns, so it's kind of like it's sort of like the game is set up for you to maybe do that and then start over. Oh shit, yeah, I did forget Anderson did Event Horizon. What a fuck. I love psychological thrillers. I don't really watch a lot of horror movies, just like straight horror. But I like a lot of sci-fi horror, and I love psychological thrillers. That's like my fucking psychological thrillers and heist movies are like my two number one favorite genres. Nothing better than a good heist movie. Yeah, Eternal Poison, they call it pink poison. And if you look at the logo, it feels bad. There are certain games when they change the name in America, it makes less sense. Sometimes it makes more sense. Like Resident Evil feels more like Resident Evil than Biohazard. I think the same thing can be said for Eternal Sonata in America is called Trusty Bell in Japan. And for some reason, that sounds so much better to me. Trusty Bell just makes way more sense to my brain. Have I seen Pandorum? I forget if I've seen Pandorum. Hold on, let me look up some screenshots of it because I think it might be the movie that I'm thinking of. Let's see. Hold on. Is that the one where they're stuck on the ship and it's kind of like a... Yes, okay, I have seen Pandorum. I used to work at Blockbuster when Pandorum came out. Yeah, like the guy wakes up on the ship and a large portion of it is like finding out what the fuck is going on. Yeah, I remember Pandorum. Then he banged Milla Jovovich. I mean, in his defense, good looking woman. You know what I think is Milla Jovovich, her best asset though is her voice. If you've watched The Fifth Element, the scene where she falls into Corbin Dallas's taxi and is begging, please help. If you have a heart and two ears, that scene will bring you to your knees. It is so fucking just... It's an emotional bullet straight to the fucking chest, man. She's just like, please help. Damn, man. You want to talk about fucking breaking onto the silver screen. Oh, yeah, that's right. I didn't read that. That's why I didn't know what the fuck was going on. Yeah, Fifth Element's probably one of my favorite movies of all time. It's very hokey. It sort of sits in itself in a lot of ways. It's just like, yeah, what the fuck are you going to do? I'm a popcorn movie. I'm a popcorn movie that's so well done, though. Yeah, I would have folded too. Jared reenacting. Me and Josine literally just watched that movie. I think we were setting up our Christmas tree, maybe? Yeah, maybe we were setting up our Christmas tree. Or no, maybe it was for my birthday we watched Fifth Element. I completely forget, but either way, when that scene came on, I was like mouthing it along with her. Yeah, definitely she would make a great voice actress. I think this is probably the least attractive version of this map during the daytime, but there's something about the way PS1 games combine 2D textures with simplistic 3D objects that just fucking... Maron. Oh yeah, Christmas, there you go, yeah. Session 9, I don't think I've heard of that one. So this is something... Oh, you guys can't see it. Hold on. We have to make it visible. Okay, there. So if you guys look at the very bottom of the screen underneath the word Hans, a bit of Ben's pants show through the 2D map texture that is the car. So you see it's 1-2 brown pixels. If you're playing on a CRT, you wouldn't even be able to see that. Which could be an argument for or against playing games on CRTs. This is such like a driving to a place song too. It's such a fucking just jam. Oh, District 9. District 9 is good. Oh, wait, hold on. Did we... Jingle All the Way is the best Christmas movie. I mean, it's great. Really, any movie with Sinbad is pretty fucking dope. Carlos 666, yo, dude, have a good night. You signing off? Appreciate you showing up, man. Session 9 is a horror movie. Interesting, never heard of it. Yeah, a lot of this game's graphical tricks somewhat dissolve when you blow the resolution up super high. I sort of disagree. I think to a degree you're probably right in terms of like the pixel shifting that takes place in their faces and like tiny details. Definitely gets smoothed over with the CRT, but you could also have a similar effect on people who are far away from you if you put Vaseline on the windshield of your car. But like, I wouldn't recommend doing that. I feel like, and obviously this is subjective, and you know, I'm not correct about this, but I feel like if, for example, on a CRT, it's very hard to tell that's a chocobo. Like, there's a value in seeing the picture as it exists inside the PS1, blown up to higher resolutions. I enjoy seeing exactly what, because right now we're running out of a PS1 with an HDMI mod installed. So we're taking video directly from the video chip and it's being interpreted so that my TV can understand it. And that's it. So this is the most accurate picture you could get. It is taken straight from the video chip of a fucking PS1. And I think there's a value in seeing exactly what the graphics your PS1 are producing look like. You may prefer the more rich sort of analog look of a CRT, and that's fair. There's nothing wrong with that. But for me, I think there's probably... How did he teleport? Daniel, you badass. Also, I called him Ben for some reason. I was thinking of the Night of the Living Dead. Oh, we lost sync again. I'm getting a new fucking HDMI switch. That's it. I have to. Anyway, yeah, I think there's an argument for both. But as far as I'm concerned, things like dithering, a lot of people seem to think of as like a flaw. But I really enjoy the look of dithering, and I think it still does its job in terms of tricking your eyes into seeing more layers of colors than there actually are. I don't know. I really do. I enjoy the look of high resolution, low resolution video out of old consoles. I have an X station. Is that what you have? Yes, 100%. I just got an RCA PCIe card to do 480p recordings directly from the console. I may eventually go HDMI route though. Ooh, interesting. Netwraith, if you are doing that, what I would recommend, if it's a clean enough signal, and if OBS will see your PCI Express card, go through OBS and then upscale it in software.
Got any advice on how to get better at speaking to a microphone, because I get genuinely angry trying to do voice work for my videos because I just shudder for hours. I hate it so much. Dude,
thank you. First off, thank you for the $10 so much. Yes, I do have a lot to say on that matter, but I will tell you one thing, that experience that you're talking about, it's gonna be there forever. That's the way it goes. What was I talking? Okay, Netwraith. I'll get to that, I promise. Netwraith, go on OBS and set your input to whatever the card is outputting, 480p or whatever, right? And then set the base canvas for like 1440p or 4K and give it a point method for scaling. It's basically nearest neighbor. It's almost as good as having an upscaler. Like, no joke. It's good stuff. But, okay, so Chip Chap, you just fucking opened up Pandora's box. All right, so I think the best thing you can do in terms of learning how to record your voice is to get as comfortable as possible having your natural voice come out. I think I think it's really hard not to slip into a reading a script voice. I do it too, because if you listen to these streams, the cadence that I speak in is definitely different from when I read from a script. But I think it's so important to learn how to speak in your own voice. And that might take a really long time. If you go back and watch a video from me 2 years ago, I'm doing like a YouTube voice like this, like, hey, you know what I was thinking, guys. And I don't understand why I was doing that. It felt natural to me at the time. But now when I go back and, for example, if you look at my channel right now and go to the how to play the Silent Hill series video, I think it's like a 2-hour long video. I can't listen to it anymore because it's just me. I'm like speaking like this. It feels like I'm doing a weird voice. I don't know why I'm doing it. It's very strange that I felt like I needed to put that voice on. I don't understand why, but it's really easy to slip into these bad practices when you record video or audio, and you continue to do it because it's like muscle memory. So for sure, try your hardest to just speak naturally. It can be hard to do while you're reading from your script, but focus on that really hard. And in terms of like quality, make sure you have a decent enough mic. I think you could spend $100 on a Blue Yeti and you can EQ that to sound great. So I would say don't worry about like spending, this is a Shure SM7B and it will cost you like $300, I think, maybe $240 on sale possibly. Anyways, yeah. So like, I don't think you necessarily need to splurge on a mic, but I would say your interface is really important. I recommend the Audient Evo 4. Hold on, let me look this up real quick. Audient Evo 4. Yeah, the 4. I'll put that in chat. It's not a crazy expensive interface, but it allows for a lot of functionality and it has amazing preamps if you're using an XLR mic. If not, no big deal. But I think more than anything, watch a couple of videos on YouTube about EQing your voice. And there's a couple of different options you have. I would say probably record raw and then put your voiceover into your video editing program and EQ it there. That's like my preferred workflow. But yeah, I think EQing is definitely important because right now I have an EQ band on my voice. And if I can turn it off real quick, hold on. I don't think it's incredibly aggressive, but this is, let me see if I can't turn it off. Processing, advanced, no. Let me turn you off real quick. Presets. I can't fuck with it now because I'm in the middle of recording a voiceover and I don't remember what preset I had my shit set to. But I'm not sure if I can. Oh, okay, here we go. We can turn processing off. So let's see. All right, so this is me. Man, I'm losing sync a lot for my video. All right, so this is me speaking with my EQ. And this is what my microphone sounds like when I don't EQ it, which is not very attractive to the ears. And if somebody, what's EQing? Oh, okay, equalizer settings. If you, man, this sounds really bad. I can't stand it. There we go. That's a much better, much cleaner sound. Oh yeah, it's pretty bad, right? Yeah, that's without any processing at all. That's just raw SM7B, which is not. Oh, it's peaking? Fuck, I did not mean to do that. Sorry. That's my. Oh, you know why? Because I have compression on. So yeah, chip chat equalizing. You need to apply an equalizer to your voice. You don't really need to know what that means. All you need to do is type in YouTube voiceover EQ. there's going to be a million videos that are going to teach you the precise way you should probably do it. That was rough. Yeah, that's my bad. Sorry. I forgot that I have compression in my EQ, and it gets rid of a bit of the gain and sort of like boosts the lower tones and reduces the higher tones. My bad. Sorry. Hold on. What if I do this? Now I want to fuck with it. What if I turn it off and I speak from here? God, this sounds really bad. It's weird that I'm peaking on OBS. It looks like I'm not. Was that like really loud again? Not as bad. Okay, so I was just speaking a little too close to the mic. That was my bad. Sorry. But mostly what you want to think of EQing is anytime you record your voice, it's not going to be one-to-one. It's not going to sound like what you really sound like. And if you apply a natural enough EQ to your mic, you can get close. Like even what you guys are hearing now is not the way that I sound when you speak to me. But what I'm doing is sort of boosting the more attractive elements of my voice and reducing the mids so it doesn't sound quite as nasally, which is something that's kind of common when you record your voice. Whisper sweet something to everybody's ears. This is what you fucking perverts wanted. I tell you what, ChipChap, if you want, DM me on Twitter if you have like specific questions in terms of like hardware and software. And for sure, I can give you a list of shit. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, I'll tell you what, do me a favor, ChipChap. DM me on Twitter at AvalancheJared, Jared, and send me some of the content you made. And then maybe once I get an ear for how you're recording, then I might be able to help you a little better. Oh shit, Rachel says hi. Hell yeah. Me and Josine were talking about it after we were done with that sushi place. It is so fucking nice to be able to sit down and talk with people who are down with video games, heavy music, hardcore metal. Like we share like so many of the same interests versus like if we hang out with our video game friends, it's like hard for us to talk to them about Cannibal Corpse, right? And then vice versa. If you're sitting down with your death metal heads, it's not easy to be like, oh yeah, that old PS1 RPG, you played that, right? Like it's really cool when you get both of those niches together. So we fucking enjoyed the shit out of that. And the fact that Rachel has like the same like game interest as Josine, shit like Harvest Moon and stuff, it's like it's too perfect. You need to do an ASMR of talking about horror lore with raining and fireplace noises. Here's the thing. I probably could talk really close into the mic like this, but one of my biggest problems...
He'll message you on Twitter, but prep for automatic info dumping and ADHD. Also, thank you so much for the advice.
Yeah, no worries. Exactly. I would say actually you prep for the ADHD stuff because I will be fucking giving it out. Don't worry. Like I was saying though, thank you for the $5, by the way, if I didn't say that. One of my biggest problems is mouth noises. The little clicks and clacks and the sound of like your spit moving around and your tongue touching your teeth. I spend so much of my time when I'm doing my voiceovers removing that stuff from the result. If I were to speak this close into a microphone, it would be almost impossible for me to remove mouth noises. And if I had to listen to that, I would fucking kill myself. I swear, I have such like, it's like I have tinnitus for mouth noises. When I listen to YouTubers who don't remove their mouth noises from their recordings, I can't use headphones. I have to listen on my speakers because they don't have as much dynamic range. Kazama Is that Vengeance? Kazuma Vengeance. What's up? How you doing? I'm so fucking bad with katakana, it kills me. I think it's Kazuma Vengeance. Yeah, I think I have that right. Nihonjin desu ka? Microphone, mixing, and editing all have an effect on recording, but amp, speaker, headphone setup, and specific listener ear anatomy also, yes, 100%, because there are tons of people who have no idea what I'm talking about when I mention mouth noises, and hopefully I've never, oh, I was right? Hell yeah. Fuck yeah. Yeah, like the stuff that I talk about, most people have never heard before, and hopefully they never do, because it's not a fun existence, like knowing that shit's out there. Jared, do you abandon your teammates to the zombies and also tell everyone that your dad works at Capcom? Yeah, that's me. I can't even fake the voice that fucking fool does. What's his name again? Pirate Software? That guy sucks. He sucks so fucking bad. I hate that guy. I hate anybody who puts on a voice. Like, dude, shut the fuck up and just be you. It's fine. Like, you don't have to sound a certain way. You could just, like, chill and not be like that. I think before I started upscaling Parasite Eve, I never knew that Aya had lips. But Pirate Software got him. Yeah, that guy fucking sucks, dude. And it's like, listen, the whole World of Warcraft thing, who gives a shit? Like, people were so pissed off about that. Who fucking cares? It's World of Warcraft. Who actually fucking cares? Like, imagine if I was playing Parasite Eve and I died and it became like a fucking... like a massive controversy on Twitter. No one gives a shit about who that guy plays World of Warcraft with and how much of a dick he is. Who cares? But lying about your voice and pretending that your voice sounds like this all the time, that's fucking stupid. It's like, dude, that guy's got a fucking EQ curve that you can see from space. What a fucking asshole. I don't give a shit what other content creators do and how they make their money. But if they're being dishonest, that's what fucking gets me. If I can tell that you're just some cunt who's fucking pretending to be somebody else, it's like I'm immediately fucking mad at you. I don't care about him like claiming that like his dad working at fucking Blizzard had nothing to do with him getting a job there, which is fucking... what a retarded thing to say. Yeah, my dad works at YouTube. It has nothing to do with my channel doing well. Who would believe that? That's so fucking stupid. Your poser voice was kind of sick. Oh, maybe I might change it. I think that voice does a lot of heavy lifting and making people, you know, you might not be wrong. There, like, for example, there's a bias where if somebody's like physically attractive, people are more likely to believe them. Maybe the same goes for like voices that sound attractive. You never know. You closed my door, Josine. I'm sure Carmela's sleeping upstairs. I haven't heard her at the door or anything. It's one of you. I know you're here. Don't fucking lie to me. Invite her in. I'm in the middle of something. There it is. Okay. We can get the key from him later. After the attack. He always says he worked at Blizzard for like 9 years, but if you enter his LinkedIn profile, it was only for like 5 months and on a random position. Yeah, I mean, just what's the point of lying about that? You know what would have sounded really cool? Hey, I worked for Blizzard for like 5 months or something. It wasn't for like a long time, but like that company that everybody enjoys their output. I sort of, you know, in a small way kind of had a some sort of effect on X game or whatever, people would have seen that and been like, that's cool as shit. You didn't need to fucking blow that up any bigger. That's wild. It just feels he already had something cool. Most people would have made that up and then it just wouldn't be true. But like, you already had the cool bit in there. It was just so unnecessary. And it's something that's like verifiable too. So why would you? That feels like a really. I mean, you can check on shit like that, and it's the internet. Someone's going to eventually. All the shit that I'm talking about here on stream, as soon as my fucking man, I'm telling you, this HDMI switch is gonna fucking go. I've been thinking about fucking around with KVM switches because I think since they're made for like PC resolutions, they'd be a little more forgiving with the signal coming out of an upscaler. I think it's just specifically, it's a combination of this capture card and that HDMI switch potentially. I might need to get a new capture card. That sucks. I don't like that. Resume maxing. Yeah, I mean, it's so easy to fucking fact check that shit. Who? There's nobody else here. Daniel, have you had a stroke? I don't think it's the cables, Snap Rai. I've had this issue for a while now.
Not to sound like a loser, but do you like Nirvana?
Chip Chap, I'm going to be... So first off, thank you very much for the $2. Man, I kind of hate Nirvana, if I'm being real with you. Mostly not Nirvana's fault, though. When Nirvana got very big in the 90s, towards the tail end of the 90s, this trend started where everybody began crediting Nirvana with ending the glam metal period on MTV, where everybody who listened to heavy music was listening to like fucking Dokken and I don't know, name some other fucking glam metal band. And what angers me about that is songs like Pantera's Cowboys from Hell beat them to that punch by years and years and years. I don't necessarily have a problem in Nirvana's music and listening to it. I really hate that idea that Nirvana is the one that killed like glam arena metal. It's like, no, they didn't. Like fucking Minor Threat had a bigger role in killing that kind of shit than goddamn Nirvana did. There you go, Whitesnake. Perfect. You know, I feel like a fucking loser for saying this. I think Foo Fighters is so much better of a band than Nirvana. Like, you tell me right now that Everlong is not so much better of a song than anything Nirvana ever put out. Thrash metal came first. Thrash metal came first, last, and still fucking here. If you watch my last video, I talked about, not Warhound, but Warbringer. Dude, Warbringer is one of the best thrash metal bands, and they are slept on so fucking hard. Severed Reality is, prime. I was going to ask for the Foo Fighters opinion. Dude, I love Foo Fighters. They're so fucking good. Foo Fighters didn't have as, would I describe it? This is another reason I couldn't be a music critic. I don't have a vocabulary. I think Foo Fighters had less of an aggressive sound. Nirvana had a very kind of angry, dreary sound to their music, which was cool. Like, I enjoy some of the what was the genre called again? This is gonna piss me off so bad. Fucking Pearl Jam, Soundgarden. I'm not grunge. Okay, like I'm very upset about grunge because I can't tell you anything that sounds the same between Pearl Jam, fucking Nirvana, and I forgot the band that I just said already. Soundgarden. Those three bands could not sound any more different if they tried, but for some reason they're in the same genre, and I don't understand that, and that makes me mad. And I hate things that I don't understand. I would say for sure, though, Nirvana is way better than Pearl Jam. But I think probably Soundgarden is better than both of them in every way. We don't need the mob permit for now. Chris Cornell, incredible vocalist. Fucking one of the few times where the hype in the mainstream for a musician is actually well deserved. I remember people talking about how the guitarist for System of a Down was like one of the best. Or I remember when Creed's Can You Take Me Higher came out, and people on the radio were like, yeah, I saw them live, and that guy can actually do those licks live. And I'm like, yeah, of course he can. They're fucking third grade guitar riffs. So like I tend to like when a musician becomes mainstream, I get very fucking picky with them. But Chris Cornell is one of the musicians that truly had the talent that the mainstream said that he did. Okay, Goji Shea, I got you with Alice in Chains, one of the greatest bands ever. Dude, I fucking hate Stone Temple Pilots so bad. Thoughts on post-grunge? I bet you're a secret Nickelback guy. No, but... Oh, what's that band name? Crossfade, that song, Cold. You listen to me. That's one of the greatest fucking... You have no idea how often in this household that song gets played at maximum volume. The guitar tone in that fucking song and the vocal melodies towards the end. Holy shit, dude. Fucking great. If I don't eat meth, can I still chat? Could you just lie and say that you do? That'd be great for both of us. Kind of like nu metal. They're all bundled together, but they sound different. I think that there's a very similar milieu that you can kind of attach to every nu metal band. Especially in terms of riffing and vocal styling, because you typically have a vocalist that screams for a minimum portion of the song and does clean vocals in a sappy, sort of pathetic voice for the majority of it. Like Primer 55 sounds pretty different than Korn, but both the lead singer of Primer 55 and John Davis transition from screaming to like a sort of sad kind of vocals. You know what I mean? Have you tried to eat grindcore? Motherfucker, I listen to Insect Warfare. I eat shit and fucking choke on grindcore. Any music recommendations? Chip Chap, I would say at the moment, some stuff that I'm really getting into is, let's see, Fleshwater. Flesh Water. They are a modern shoegaze band. A bunch of the members of Vane formed it, and good stuff. God, Fleshwater's so fucking good. What's that one song? Something about a ladder. Not down the ladder, something the ladder. Hold on, let me look. Fleshwater. Kiss the Ladder. That's one of their best songs, but also Razor's Apple is really good. Fleshwater I've been listening to a lot. There's a song from the band Knower called Do Hot Girls Like Chords? And that's probably one of the most jammed songs in the house at the moment. Very fucking good stuff. Do you fuck with shoegaze? Yeah. We're just talking about Fleshwater. I'm very picky with shoegaze, though. I like for shoegaze to either be kind of like aggressive in its dreariness, or I like something that's more true to that like 90s alternative sound. Like there's a couple of tracks from Code Orange that skew into the shoegaze 90s alternative sound. That's my jam for sure. Helmet was always slept on. Yeah, I'll be honest, it's the vocalist for Helmet. They never did it for me. And it doesn't help that I really did not like the riff off of that one song they got famous for. I forget what it's called, but the riff is like dan-o-nap, dan-o-nap, dan-dan-dan-o-nap. And I was just like, damn, I'm not feeling that. No, thank you. Job for a cowboy. Dude, I fucking hated that guy inhaled for so much of his career, but then he learned how to do actual death metal vocals. Sounded pretty good. Unsung, that's it. I did not like Unsung by Helmet. Yeah, you know, a lot of people, by the way, how you doing, Guardian Beardweiser? I haven't seen you in a bit. A lot of people found out about Code Orange through that wrestling stuff, which is dope. Oh, we're talking Stabbing Westward? Dude, I got turned on to Stabbing Westward from the Duke Nukem Time to Kill intro. And boy, howdy do I like me some Stabbing fucking Westward. Very good stuff. What else have I been listening to lately? The soundtrack. Have you ever played the game? Oh, fuck. This is going to kill me now, too. Code.
Ever heard of Devil's Cut? Cool facts, my stepdad was the bass player in that band.
Devil's Cut? Thank you for the $5, my man. I very much appreciate it. I never heard of them. Let's look them up real quick and maybe I can see if I know any songs. Devil's Cut. I've never heard of them, but they look fucking cool. Look like a bunch of dudes I would chill with. A bunch of heavy metal shirts, sleeveless. I'm feeling that. I probably can't play it without getting copyright struck, but maybe I can.
A chaotic scene unfolded just after midnight at a...
He used to
We
play
hope these
bass?
guys get the help they have.
It sounds like the kind of like metal that's popular right now on like the radio and stuff. Yeah. I mean, to be fair though, like the music video is a bar fight and they are fucking winning me over very fast with that. So your dad played bass? That's sick, dude. Hell yes. Oh, you were talking about Stabbing Wait, you were talking about... Hold on, let me see. Oh, yeah, Stabbing Westward for sure. I meant to... Dude, they're so fucking good. Mom's been in the hospital the past month. Brain cancer, dude. Turned into an infant? Like, that's how big it is? Dude, if there's one thing I truly could not be more serious about is I'm fucking sorry, dude. That sucks hard. After what happened with my dad with the lung cancer, dude, there's nothing I feel harder than a parent getting hit with cancer. And you know, like, I'm not like a conspiracy guy at all. Man, but there's something up, dude. There's something going on because in my friend group, I have a very small but close friend group, and every single one of us, there's 12 of, no, I'm sorry, 10 out of 12. 10 out of 12 of my friends who are in their 30s, mid to late 30s, every single one of them has at least one, if not two parents who have either been diagnosed or have died from cancer. And like, that's not supposed to be how it is. That's not, you don't get to a certain age and then cancer just suddenly happens. Something has to be causing that. And I'm not like saying it's, you know, fucking radio waves or cell towers or I have nowhere near enough knowledge to even begin to opine on that subject. But it seems clear to me something is fucking going on. Something is happening for sure that is causing seemingly everybody on Earth to just fucking get cancer. Like that's not how it's supposed to be. So something about that fucks me up, dude. Oh, her mental state. Dude, that's tough, bro. That's fucking awful, man. My grandmother suffered with dementia. That is a fucking hard thing to fucking go through. That sucks, dude. I'm sorry. You know, like, not to piggyback off of what you're saying, but as a kid, you know, you definitely, you were aware that your parents weren't going to live forever, obviously, right? Like, I mean, you know, but the idea that they weren't going to live forever wasn't a reality until you get a check like that, cancer diagnosis, or, you know, some kind of heart problem, whatever it is that ends up happening. That's so strange to me, the psychological effect of like something that you know to be true, but that doesn't ever really become true until you experience it. That's such an odd thing. Materials older generations were exposed to far more than that's my initial guess, right? But we haven't gotten to the point, us as people, I mean, I say younger, I'm 40, so I'm not like young by any means, but younger in that sense, we haven't gotten to the point yet where we would be at their age and be diagnosed the way that they have. You know what I mean? So what if that's not the case? And what if the clock hasn't come around to us figuring that out for ourselves yet? It just, I don't know. It feels very strange. It feels like something is up in that sense, without a doubt. Damn, I should have saved the fucking auto item for this vest. I mean, those aren't the best stat gains. Fuck. All right, maybe I'll wear that. We keep the other one around for the auto item. We're gonna pilfer it. My dad had Gulf War syndrome, died to semi-related heart issues. Rest in peace. Dude, rest in peace for sure, man. Losing a parent fucking sucks. It's something that everybody's got to go through. Hopefully you go through it, because otherwise it means you go first, and that's no fun either. But that's tough. That's really fucking tough. I find myself almost wishing I had a worse relationship with my dad, because when he died, me and him were fucking great. You know what I mean? Like we were like, we agreed on so much stuff, and the stuff we didn't agree on is we had fun arguments about it, you know, because he was a big computer hardware guy himself, and like he was like, it's like, yeah, it's nothing but ECC memory. He's like, listen, you can't have anything but error correcting memory. There's no fucking way. And I'm just like, it's such a bullshit thing. Unless you're running a server, it's so unimportant. And we would argue about that shit all day, but it was fun. You know, we enjoyed the process of it. So it would have been nice if, like, you know, like he fucking hated me or something. And then when he died, it would have been like, ooh, at least I don't have to fucking yell at my dad anymore. But now it's like, fuck, I don't get to yell at my dad anymore. That's a totally different thing. King Kokata says, my mother just got diagnosed with cancer, and I've lost a friend to brain cancer January 1st. I suppose we were pumping the world with so much shit that it's finally catching up. Honestly, I think so, man. It sucks. She was the one who sent me to Japan in April for her last gift to me, which is where me and my brother got. Yeah, that's true. I mean, if there's one good thing, but fuck, man, that's tough, dude. That's really shitty. It was nice just sitting at a little fucking cafe shooting the shit with you guys, though. It is pretty wild to me that I've been able to meet so many more people here in Japan than I ever did in America, and they're all people coming from America. When I was in Florida, it was like, no one's ever going to Florida. But everybody comes to Tokyo. It's a very strange idea. Knowing the reality of parental morbidity, I'm having a problem speaking today, and mortality is not the same as feeling. This is true. This is 100% true. fuck cancer took my mom and my dad when I was 15, mom 2 years ago. You'd think we would have figured, dude, that is what has been fucking with me for so long. And listen, I don't mean to upset anybody at all when I say this.
As one of your minority RPG viewers, always glad to see ya doing some RPG content from time to time. Hope to see more in the future.
First off, thank you so fucking much. $25 is a bunch, and I genuinely appreciate that. Thank you to everybody who's super chatted today, by the way. You guys have been just fucking wildly nice to me, and I'm not sure that I deserve it, but thank you so much. Also, Snap Rai, your question about RPGs will be in not the next video, but the video after that, speaking of RPG stuff. I believe that was your question in the Q&A thing about covering more RPGs. What was I talking about before? Oh yeah, so like genuinely, I'm not trying to upset anybody, but I get up as somebody who lost a parent to cancer, and I've got some other stuff going on in my life that I don't want to talk about at the moment. I'm fine, by the way. Don't let that's not about me. But I get so fucking mad when I see the amount of money that we put into advocating for like dumb ideological beliefs being exported to other countries. Listen, if you feel a certain way, I want nothing but for you to be satisfied in the fact that you can live the life that you want to live. Whether that means, like, listen, I am not preaching against anybody, and I accept all of my fucking friends who stand outside the general norms and in the fucking the fringes of society. I fully understand, but I think we don't need to be spending money on having people in Sudan become more accepting of, let's say, like a trans person. I think we probably should be putting all of our collective money as a species into identifying the cause of and curing cancer. I think that a lot of societal changes that people think need to be made don't matter at all when put up against the existence of our species. And I think cancer is the thing that wipes us out eventually, because, and of course, I am very biased in the sense that I lost a parent to cancer. Every person that I am close with has either lost a parent to cancer or had a parent diagnosed. I have friends with cancer. This is something that's like, this is serious shit. And I feel like we aren't treating it the way that we treat slight economic disparities between people of marginalized backgrounds. I don't think, not to say that that's not something that's important, and it's not to say that you should treat anybody differently because they're not like you. But in terms of funding, there is nothing more important on this earth than identifying the cause of and curing cancer. And I see the amount of money that we put into social programs, that we put into things that I don't think are necessary, and we still don't have any sort of knowledge on what the fuck causes human cells to degrade and copy themselves over and over again to the point where they're kill the fucking host inside of it. Like that's wild to me. That's like unacceptable in my mind. And again, this isn't like coming out against anything. It's coming out against cancer. And that shit is taking out so many of us. And I think a lot of people who believe that social causes are more important than that will not think that when they've been diagnosed with cancer after they've reached the age of 50. Like, this shit is like for real, man. Like it's genuine, honest to God, like extinction level threats. The problem is real money is in treatment and not the cure. Well, here's the issue, and that is correct to a degree, and that's like a common train of thought. But we don't even have proper treatments for cancer. So to be totally honest with you, I would be completely fine if somebody had commoditized the act of treating cancer in the way that most people tend to relate to, like, when you talk about curing cancer, that is something that's often said, and it's not like it's for a bad reason. We do live in a society where monetary gains are typically valued above shit like helping people. That being said, if the monetary gains led to actual treatments for cancer that were more successful, fuck, man, I could give a shit less. If my family, including myself, had to go in debt to keep my dad alive, I wouldn't give a shit about capitalism. I wouldn't care about whether or not like profits were being prioritized in that scenario. I would want my dad to be alive. I would want cancer to be eliminated. I would want no one to have to go through what I'm going through, what so many people in the chat are going through. To me, a lot of the stuff that we're putting money into right now is so much further down the list than helping people who are dying. I rarely get like this where I get serious. You guys know me. I'm fucking very happy-go-lucky most of the time if I'm not losing in a video game. But this is something I thought about a lot, and it really does get to me when I see that as a society we tend to put so much emphasis on so many things that are ultimately unimportant, when a lot of those resources could be putting towards research and development in the field of cancer treatment. It's like, fuck, man. Pancreatic cancer was cured in mice this week, so it's not all doom and gloom. That is very good to hear. I wasn't aware of that, and I want to look into that, but that's fucking awesome to hear, man. I'm honestly shocked at how much we do end up putting into cancer research, considering the greediest people on earth don't seem to give a damn. Well, that is another issue in and of itself, and that's the fact that oftentimes when money goes into charitable causes like that, it disappears into people's pockets. And that is not a separate issue. It's definitely related, but, that is also something that needs to be looked at. But I feel like at the moment we have a system that we understand works a certain way, and we know that if you are contributing a certain percentage of money into a cause, you understand that a smaller percentage of that money is what actually goes into the cause. And we know that that takes place so that we're able to allocate funds accordingly. And it feels like we're not even doing that. But at some point, that also needs to be addressed, that charity has become profitable, and that's not good. But at the same time, I think there's probably a equal but opposite argument that making charity profitable is what spurs people into getting involved in it, which ultimately does lead to more charitable funds being donated. It's a complex subject, and I'm certainly simplifying it, so don't take anything I'm saying here as any sort of gospel. But for sure, I think cancer treatment needs to be the number one place where most NGOs and government organizations spend their money. That's my personal belief. Don't we all die eventually, Jared? For sure. And you might think that a couple of years doesn't make a difference until you get a cancer diagnosis for a couple of years of life, and I think you definitely will. I have a bias in this situation. I have a very, very harsh issue with death anxiety. It's something that's like, it's real bad with me. That's like, in terms of like mental problems that I have, that's number one. It keeps me up at night. It's bad stuff. But I have a genuine and honestly held belief that if you aren't afraid of dying now, it's because you don't understand what death is. And I think the idea that, we're all going to die eventually, I believe in that in the moment as well. Like when it's time for me to fucking kickflip a 6 set, I mean, we're all going to die eventually. And that's it's a statement that I'm for real about. That being said, I'm terrified of death more than I'm terrified of anything. It's the end of everything that you know. And even if everything that you know is kind of shitty, just saying that proves the existence of things that you know that isn't, and those things are gone too. So it's like I have like a tough issue with death, and I feel like that's where my focus goes when I start seeing things on the news. I'm like, fuck, we should be trying to like fix problems with death and problems with things like, admittedly important issues like societal acceptance of marginalized people, stuff like that. Those things are important to a degree, but I think we got death all the way over here, way fucking further on the list. Persona 3 taught me to live to the fullest, even if I'm gonna die. Dude, fuck yeah. Whatever it is that teaches you that lesson, that is a lesson well taught. I feel that way too. I think the reason why I've been able to achieve some pretty fucking wild shit in my life is because I've been so afraid of dying, you know? Like when you understand death for what it is, it's kind of hard to live a meaningless life. It's tough. Entertainment Jim said, I had cancer, but my doc caught it early. Fuck yes, dude. Fuck yes. Surgery, chemo, clear after 6 months. One of my best friends spent 2 years arguing with insurance to get a biopsy. Dude. My buddy Imran, his mom had brain cancer, and most of what they struggled with throughout that period before she died was fucking calls to the insurance company. It's such bullshit, dude. It's so fucking lame, man. It's goddamn, dude. All right, we should probably get off the subject. I'm gonna make me and everybody else fucking depressed. I feel like Parasite Eve is the perfect game to play. I think maybe this conversation would be better off like while not playing a video game. We should be treating this more seriously. Yeah, I apologize if I turned things way too serious. That's excuse my language, but fuck cancer. You know what? This one time, I'll make an exception for the language. Yeah, fuck cancer. Fuck it and its stupid fucking asshole. Too late. I'm depressed as heck now. See, I knew it. I promise to try my hardest to make the rest of the stream funny as shit. I'm gonna do some fucking dumb stuff. Don't worry. Being unafraid of death and wanting to live life to the fullest are not mutually exclusive. True. But I think it's not possible to have a correct appreciation of life until you have come to a very accurate understanding of death. That's my personal philosophy. But in my defense, I think I am living proof of that idea because, man, I've done some fucking shit, dude. I was the lead singer of a nationally touring death metal band, right?
Did you see the new pics of Henry Cavill in Highlander?
I have, and I'm excited. Also, what's up, dude? How you doing? And thank you very much for the 34 months, by the way. Yeah, like I've sung in a nationally touring death metal band. I've played music in every state in the United States of America, minus all of the continental United States, minus Alaska, right? What else have I done? I installed Dan Marino's home theater system. That's fucking wild, dude. That's out of this world. You know what I mean? What else have I fucking done? I'm a YouTuber. A lot of people like that shit that they would love to do. I play video games for a living. That's fucking incredible. I live in Japan. Like, that's wild. Who the fuck lives in Japan? There's none of us here. It's just me. Oh no. Is my stream gone? No. Okay, good. Anyways, the point is not to brag or anything, but it's like because I have such a visceral understanding of the nothingness that is death, I was able to what's the word I'm looking? Motivate myself to accomplish so much in life. Eve is rising. It has begun. Yield before our mitochondria overlords. Long live Eve. Is Japan fun? Do you miss Florida? Japan is, and I mean this with, I wish that there was a way that I could really like convey to you people how serious I'm being when I say this. It is a dream living in this country. It is so fun every single day that I live here. I walk to the gym or go to this morning at like 7 in the morning. I went to the kebab stand in my neighborhood. I just, I walk down there. It's not even 10 minutes away. And in that walk, I am so fucking satisfied, so much more satisfied than I was living in America. And don't get me, I love America. So this isn't like, oh, fuck America. Like, that's not me, for sure. I think America's an incredible country. And I miss Florida so much. There's so many things about Florida that I miss. I used to wake up. Me and my wife had a tiny little house in Florida, in Naples, Florida. I would wake up early in the morning, make myself some coffee. Our house was so small, I had to turn my garage into where I produce YouTube content, like a little home theater room and stuff. I insulated it myself. I pumped AC ducting and a return to it myself. Did a whole bunch of work. But anyways, I woke up early in the morning, made myself some coffee. My cat Rufus loved looking outside when the wind was blowing. So early in the morning, I'd wake up, I'd have my coffee. I would put the blinds up on the sliding glass door in the back. And we had all these trees in our backyard. And there's something that people don't know if they don't live in Florida. The sky is bluer in Florida. And I know that sounds crazy. I live in Tokyo. I could look up at the sky right now. It's a beautiful sunny day. The sky isn't as blue in Japan. The sky isn't as blue in New Jersey. The sky is not as blue in other places of the world. Florida has the most beautiful sky, and I miss it a lot. That being said, they will have to drag me out of this country kicking and screaming, because this is the most incredible place I've ever lived before. And the only thing that makes Japan a negative in any metric is that my friends and family don't live here, It's the swamp gas. It's reflecting light, refracting it. I had a friend who was living in Japan long ago, and he would talk about how hard it was to get citizenship natural. That is for sure a thing. It's very, very tough. I mean, just immigrating here is hard. You know what I mean? But, and like, to be fair, that sucks. It's not fun knowing that it's so hard, and you can become a citizen here, but it's fucking work. But that's the system that they have, and I'm a guest here, and they do not have to let me in. You know what I mean? So I tend to take a position of, it's like, I mean, if that's how it is, that's how it is. Would it be nice if things were easier for me here? Absolutely. I mean, I would 100% like wish for my life to be less stressful. But I elected to move here, and they were nice enough to allow me to live here, and whatever rules they have in that sense. Fuck, man, I can't say too much about that. Imagine if like I were to stay at your house and you're like, hell yeah, Jared, you could stay here. And I'm like, dude, thank you so much for that. You're going to have to get a new fridge. I don't like your fridge. You know what I mean? Like, I try to be a good guest here in this country. Because, my background is, like my family is Cuban. So while I wasn't an immigrant to America, a lot of the people close to me were. And I tried to like learn from their experiences, and I tried to conduct myself in the kind of way that I think they did, my impression of my family as immigrants. And also, when you move to a country like Japan, where you're a part of a minority population, you tend to want to act in a way that sort of, what's the word? Like negates any sort of stereotypical bullshit that may be attached to your minority status. Because, realistically, when people come here to visit English-speaking foreigners, most of the time, just due to a lack of understanding of the culture, it's very easy to maybe annoy people, get on people's nerves, or act in a way that's disruptive. And Japanese people, you know, they remember that stuff. They take it to heart, which is understandable. You know, I used to work in a town that had a lot of seasonal fucking people that lived there, because when it would get cold up north, everybody comes to their, you know, their second or third houses in Naples. So like, I understand what it's like being surrounded by people who aren't native to where you live and act like fucking assholes. And I don't want to be that, you know what I mean? So when I'm here, I try my hardest to make sure that I don't act like the kind of person I didn't like to be around when I was in Florida, you know? Fighting the Johnny Somalis in the world. Yeah, actually physically, if possible, if he was ever allowed in this country again. Fuck that guy. I feel like the Japanese cops would let me off with a warning on that one if I was just to knock his fucking jaw out the side of his mouth. Oh, I didn't know you had Cuban roots? Sí, soy cubano. Well, mi padre es cubano. Hey, Vampire Rose, what's going on? I was wondering how long it'd be till you came in. Just look at a certain hated stream. Oh yeah, that's exactly who we're talking about. The most beautiful sky I've ever seen so far was at my sister's cabin at about 2,600 meters elevation. Interesting. Your sister sounds fucking cool if she has a cabin. That's dope. Full-blooded Mexican here. Hell yeah, dude. Gotta bring in the fucking Latino love. I'm thankful to have friends like Jared and Pim to teach me things to do and not do while in Japan, because I was a guest. I didn't want to do anything. Yeah, you know, to be honest with you, though, with that attitude, that shows. You know what I mean? Like, when you're obviously not purposefully trying to act a certain way, people can tell. You know what I mean? And you definitely didn't have the... what word am I thinking of? Like, you didn't have the exterior fucking bravado is the only word that I'm just coming to mind, like aura of someone who's trying to start shit or anything. What's up? I'm just a white dude. Nothing wrong with that. Half of me is right there with you. Oh, speaking of Pim, Guardian Beardwiser, I was a couple of buddies of mine were staying here at the house, and we just happened to be in Akihabara, and of course we come across Pim while he's streaming. It was fucking dope. So if you watch a couple of his IRL streams, I don't know if he archives them. I'll be in one of them. Ox 116, what up, dog? How we doing? Everything's great, just making myself some tea. You know, I never got into tea. Tea for me always just tasted like dirty water. But to be fair, I don't even like drinking water. I have to force myself to hydrate. I was born low class as fuck, dude. Fucking soda, Kool-Aid all day long. The idea of unsweetened water, it offends the Jared mind. I don't even know if there's really anything super important that I would miss in this little forest maze, but I'm always paranoid that I will. Do the people in Florida act similar to the ones in GTA? Listen, here's the thing about Florida. All of the Florida man memes, all of the shit, the exaggerations, man, it's true. Florida is a fucked up place, dude. It is a wild place. I was a bouncer in Florida, so I got to see a lot of the different layers of Florida. Florida's fucked, bro. It is such a fun place to live. It's incredibly stupid in every way imaginable. I love living in Florida. I would not recommend it to anybody. Even sweet tea as a Southerner? No, see, that's the thing. That's even sweet tea. My mom would often leave. So here's the thing. My mom had two addictions when I was growing up. It was sweet tea and Coke, right? Coca-Cola, by the way, not like cocaine. That would make the story very different. But she would leave, glasses around, and like sweet tea and Coke kind of looks the same when it's in a semi-translucent glass with ice in it. So I would pick up a glass as a kid, and I would be expecting Coke, but I'd be getting sweet tea. And that thought stuck with me. And from then on, I can't drink sweet tea now. I just can't do it. If you're ever back visiting Florida, Matt Honeycutt of Kubla Khan is tattooing out there. Oh, really? Dude, hell yeah. What's his face moved out there? Fucking, God damn it. From Slaughter to Prevail. What the fuck? Alex Terrible. He literally moved out there. I think it was the same year that I moved to Tokyo. And it's like, I could have literally chilled with that dude. Because, fucking my buddy Kyle would have for sure hooked that up. Speaking of which, Kyle from Body Snatcher is coming back to Tokyo this month? What day is today? He might be coming tomorrow. Today is is it the 1st? Or I don't know what day it is. I think he's coming the 2nd. Either way, it's going to be fucking dope. We're going to chill. Oh, another BTW Civi 11 is doing another Petty Thief series. Ooh, that's got me something to watch when I'm done. Fuck yes, dude.
When I lived with my dad, he wouldn't allow pop, so I would steal his sparkling water and put powdered Kool-Aid to make what I call trash soda.
Yo, Trash Soda is the coolest song name I've ever heard in my life. Also, I know you came from the fucking north saying pop like that. My wife is from Detroit, so I get the pop a lot. Wait, did he? I don't see Petty Thief up on his channel. Hold on. Oh, he's doing another Petty Thief series. Fuck, I thought it was up now. Damn it, you got me excited. Thank you for the $5 again, by the way, Chip Chap. It's very nice of you. Once again, I really want to point out how you guys are being incredibly nice to me today. Thank you very much for all of the, anybody who's joined up as a channel member or super chatted. Very, very much appreciated. Thank you all. I don't think that I'm doing anything that requires that kind of generosity, so I appreciate it. Soda water in the South. But soda water is like a thing, though, right? That's like, what you call it? Like sparkling water, right? I always call it soda water, but that's me. Next Alien Isolation. So I have to. Sophia Narwitz already kind of like forced me into it. She said it on Twitter and she has a bigger following than me. And I swear I will one of these days. I just need to get caught up. That's the only thing. I need to get my me projects finished and then I can do the Alien Isolation stuff. Because people really do swear by that game. And at the very least, I want to make a video in case it ends up being bad. Oh, word. Okay, so you're on his Patreon. I got you. I need you to keep me in the know of the fucking Civi videos coming out. I don't want to miss any. That dude rules so fucking hard. It's crazy. Such a cool style with his videos. It's just like, that's another dude where it's just, you're hearing him. You know what I mean? Like, he is obviously telling like a narrative sort of with his videos and the whole being locked up and stuff, but like, it's just him talking in those videos. It's nice in YouTube just to be able to hear like a person being a person, not like some kind of like Jake Paul bullshit, just like a fucking dude. Oregon Trail, but it's a horror game. How is the Oregon Trail not a horror game is my question. Did you catch Alien Romulus? Yeah, I liked it a lot, but not as much as my wife. My wife fucking loved it. But I did like it a lot. If I had my choice, I would certainly prefer. And listen, I know it's crazy. I'm an Alien 2 guy. I like it more than 1. I would probably prefer to watch Alien 2 than to rewatch Romulus. But Romulus was a fun watch. I don't have like a mega, like strict emotional connection with the Alien series. So anytime they make one and it's even like halfway okay, I'm like, oh, word, I'm in. You know, if it ends up being bad, like I don't lose anything from that. So I tend to be very forgiving with that series. All right, so we have a choice to make here. +1 on inventory is pretty fucking nice. Maybe we hold on to this before we make any rash decisions. How about that? The Thing is better sci-fi horror. I could not agree with you anymore if I tried. The Thing is significantly better than Alien. I think the reason for that, though, is because The Thing is so grounded in a sort of contemporary setting, which kind of brings it closer to me in an emotional way. Oh, I already got something out of that. I'm an idiot. Okay. Yeah, The Thing is incredible. I absolutely love The Thing. The soundtrack, the isolation, the atmosphere, the mystery of it, the psychological aspect of people, like communication breaking down. Fucking, you couldn't make another Thing. And the proof is The Thing sequel. Do I drink energy drinks? Son, I run off of energy drinks. There's not a molecule in my body that hasn't been touched by an energy drink today. They started selling regular-sized Monsters at the Konbini. For those of you that don't know, most Monster cans in Japan are like this tall. They're very, very small. It's like a very small portion of Monster. And they started selling these at the Family Mart next to the train station. You boys stocking up. I'm one of those weirdos who likes Alien 3. I like Alien 3. And dude, are you going to say it? Hold on. As a conclusion to Ripley's story. Fuck, I thought you were going to say that you also liked the other one, Alien. Fuck. Hold on. Nobody tell me. Do not say a fucking word in the chat. Alien Resurrection? Yeah. Resurrection. I fucking like that movie a lot. I thought it was so cool. There's a dope ass dude with dreadlocks who has guns shooting out of his arms. Like, as a fucking teenager, is it possible to sell me harder in a movie? I don't think so. I mean, like, obviously, no, it doesn't stand up to movies like Alien 2, but it's really fucking cool. 5 Hour Energy, rest in peace. Oh shit, is it gone? Have I just never fucking noticed that? That's crazy. I remember once when I worked for a home theater installation company called Cineramics. That my friend's dad owned. We were presenting a aperture plate for 3D projectors that was kind of incredible, honestly. My boss invented it. He's sort of a genius, but he's also insane. But me and my friend drove to Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, from Naples, Florida, in like a big ass fucking U-Haul. And his dad gave us like just a bunch of money just to buy snacks, and if we needed to stay at a hotel or whatever, fuck it. So me and my friend, being the idiots we were, we stopped at a gas station and just bought one. You know those display boxes the 5-hour energies would come in? We just bought one of those and we were just shooting those things back. And we didn't know there's only a certain amount of caffeine that like you can take in. It's kind of like milk where eventually your body just rejects it. So we stopped at like a McDonald's for breakfast and my buddy went to the bathroom and he's like, dude, I just puked in the bathroom. I'm fucked up. And I was calling him a pussy. I'm like, dude, you're such a fucking baby. And then we were driving. I was like, you got to pull the truck over. I'm going to puke. It turned out we had downed so many 5-hour energies that like our stomach was shooting them out of our bodies to get the fucking caffeine out of us. And then we looked it up and it turns out there is only a certain amount of caffeine you can actually drink before your body rejects it. But usually people start having heart palpitations before they get to that point. Also, we found out that because we hadn't slept in 48 hours, this was like a had to do it right at the moment kind of thing. And we were what we were doing is we were hauling a setup that was a frame and sound insulating panels for us to build a room with in Cedia, which is a home theater cinema installers and sellers convention. It's like the E3 for home theater heads. And we had set up a room on the Cedia show floor to display this aperture plate. And we partnered with a guy who made custom speaker setups, and what his speakers were known for was reference level volume. So each speaker in the system had its own inline amp.
You have to play Claire Obscure Expedition 33.
Douglas Monroe, first off, thank you for the 12 months. Second off, not the next video, but the video after that, your Q&A questions in it, by the way. There's 2 of you in the chat now. Yeah, so we were setting up in Cedia basically a home theater room. We were building from a frame and soundproof panels, and we partnered with this guy who made custom like speaker setups, surround sound setups. It wasn't even 7.1 because you had 2 discrete subs in the front, 2 discrete subs in the back, plus your fucking 7 surround. This was before Dolby Atmos, by the way. And we found a scene. I always forget what movie the scene was from, but the gunshots were actually recorded at reference level. So it was one of the only Blu-rays that we could find that we could play reference level sound effects from to show off these speakers. And it was a gunfight. And these speakers sounded so good that the cops and the SWAT team showed up to Cedia in Atlanta, Georgia, because people were reporting outside of the fucking convention center like drive-by shootings and shit. It's the coolest fucking thing, dude. It was not heat. You would expect heat. It was like a romance thriller with Sandra Bullock, I want to say, in it. It wasn't Net or whatever that, I forget what the name of that movie is, where it's like about the internet. This was like a 2000s movie, and I remember it being like, it was a thriller that happened to have a shootout in it. And the person working on the shootout happened to be this guy's friend who was heavy into custom speaker systems, sound recording, and he was a fucking audiophile. So he had like boom mics that were so sensitive they could actually pick up like, and what I mean by reference level is the sound of a 9mm firing, that volume is what they recorded at. Dude, it's such a cool story. Like I'm saying, dude, I've fucking experienced some wild shit in my life. I'm so lucky to be where I am and to have done and seen the things that I've done and seen. Like, it's kind of hard for me to get upset sometimes when I think about it. Dude, I'm pretty lucky. Like, that's such a fun story to be able to tell. And then the guy that we fucking installed all that stuff with, it was the coolest, weirdest dude ever. And like, he was just this old man, and he's an old construction head. Everybody's worked with him. They got leather skin. Their hands are made of cement. You shake hands with them, they break your fucking hand, you know? But he painted his nails red because he said women liked it. And I'm like, dude, you were such a fucking strange mishmash of concepts. I love every second of it. Wait, Blindside? Wait, is Blindside it? Maybe it might be Blindside. Is that, hold on. Movie. No, it wasn't Blindside. Not with Sandra. Okay, that's not the one. That sounded right, but now I'm seeing that, and that's a movie that released when I worked at Blockbuster about a fucking football player that got adopted by a rich white woman. Fuck you, dude. You killed me with that. It was not Miss Congeniality, although that would make a lot of sense. Me and my wife quote that movie quite a lot in this household. Think I'm pretty. You want to kiss me? Gunshy. Okay, let me look up Gunshy. Maybe Gunshy was it. I swear to God it was Sandra Bullock. I swear to God. I've told this story on stream before, and every time I try so hard to figure it out. Let's try Gunshy. Movie. Who's in it? 2000. I don't know if this. Let's do this. Okay, let's try Gunshy shootout scene and see if I recognize it. Okay, it's got Antonio Banderas in it. That's not, all right, let's see. I'm watching the trailer. Let's see if I recognize any parts of this. It was kind of more of like an urban thing. I'm seeing like a lot of like... Fuck, maybe? No. No, I don't think this was it. No, the one that I'm talking about is sort of like an urban, not urban, like neighborhood setting. I guess maybe that's the word I'm looking for. Like residential. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say. I may never remember this. It's going to kill. I'm going to have to ask my buddy JP and see if he remembers it. I doubt he will. Fuck, I want to know so bad. Someone said The Net. No, it's not The Net, I swear. I would have remembered it was The Net. The Net is so fucking nostalgic for me. Just like the early internet and like people's ideas of what it was and what it could be. Like what a fucking... I would never remember. It definitely was not Runaway Bride. The fact that Blindside is now a lie because the real life mom got exposed as a fucking asshole. She didn't help the son at all. Really? I did not know that. Interesting. Murder by Numbers? Fuck. I can't keep checking, but fuck it, why not, right? Murder by Numbers. I think I remember that movie. Maybe it was Murder by Numbers. Okay, let's look up a trailer. 2002. The time's right. Oh, maybe it was Murder by Numbers. Oh, no. It wasn't Murder by Numbers. That's the one. I remember this one. I remember the twist with the serial killer. Is that young Ryan Gosling? I did not remember he was in this. No, it wasn't this movie. Interesting. I thought this was a late 90s movie, not early 2000s. Huh. You know what? Maybe? No. You know what? Maybe it was Murder by Numbers. Fuck. I'm at a 65% on that one. That could be it. Chad, I suck at Sly Cooper. I never got into those games, but to be fair, I never gave him a chance. White Monster, no question. There's only one Combini near me that sells White Monsters, but I do agree with you. I've been drinking so many sugar-free energy drinks lately, though, that for me, a nice, like, fucking change of pace is just a regular green Monster. But usually, if I had my choice, if I wouldn't get fat from drinking them all day, it would be pink Monsters all the time. Blue Demon. I don't think I ever heard of Blue Demon. Dude, I got cursed with energy drinks. I used to work at Blockbuster, and I never drank coffee. I never drank any sort of caffeine, energy drinks, nothing. And then sometimes I would have to do the overnight inventory work at Blockbuster, and we would have to scan every movie, every item on the shelf, and do an inventory of it, right? I started drinking energy drinks because we would do that until like 4:35 in the morning. And my coworker was like, yeah, just try like an energy drink. It gives you like a bit of a boost. And I was like, all right, fuck it. And I drank a Full Throttle, if anybody remembers them. I don't know if they're still around. And then I was like, oh, okay, yeah, this is pretty good. And then we started getting in Nas. And then I was drinking Nas. And I was like, okay, this is pretty good. And then we got Monsters. And I was like, oh no. And I was drinking like 3 of those every shift. I got fucked up, dude. Oh, it was a Full Throttle flavor. Okay, there you go. I remember Full Throttle. That was a very memorable can design. Venom Energy, dude, thank God. Thank God the dollar store still has Full Throttle. Okay, well, we got one shot off. I mean, fuck it. If we're going to get hit, we're going to get hit. Might as well shoot that fool. You just got to be so far away from those things when they go off. You fucker. Now I have no time to shoot anybody else. Okay, how about now? There we go. Full salvo, baby. Oh. Okay, we're going to wait because, yeah, there. We need this guy. He just showed up, so that means we got a chance. Yo, and we dodged it on purpose, by the way. Definitely not fucking luck. Yes. Suck it, Doorcaster. I think I'm going to have to end the stream after this boss fight, though, because I have not went to sleep yet, and it is 1 p.m. Hey, that's fun. My sleep schedule's been fucked up, but I've been banging out content lately. I think you guys are going to benefit from my torture. This is the first time it's happened in a while, but at the moment I have a video that's already finished that's being ready to release in a couple of days. And I have a script that's already been voiced and just needs to be edited. So that's probably... It was only an 11-page script. That's probably going to take me... Let's be like generous and real life gets in the way. So let's say 4 days to edit. Hold on, I would like to have my video game back. Thank you. So before this next video launches, I should have the video coming out after it finished. And you guys have to understand, for me, having videos done ahead of time is a very fucking rare thing. So I'm pretty stoked on that. I'm feeling good. We're gonna have to do a little cure real quick. Let's go. My favorite survival horror game. I know what you're doing. You're baiting me. I'm too smart. Listen, I figured you guys out. I know what's happening. I kind of feel like, first off, I'm so fucking tired of that happening. Second, I sort of feel like the game's like set to easy mode or something. I don't remember fucking beating the shit out of the early game this hard. Oh, good. We can fit them all. Hell yeah, dude. Earthworm Jim boss. How stoked are you for Parasite Mutant? You're going to find out in a couple of... Hold on, let me see. What day is... Let me go to my YouTube studio. And let's see. When did I put out the House of Necrosis video? 21st, and today is the... I remember not being able to figure out... It's the 31st. Oh, but tomorrow it'll be the 31st for everybody else. Okay, I'm in the future in Japan. So tomorrow, you're going to find out tomorrow just how stoked I am for Parasite Mutant. I was freaking out. I was like, holy shit, I was supposed to release this video in 2 weeks. Fuck. Oh, you know what? Maybe it was 2 weeks, like 2 7-day weeks and not. Okay, you guys help me settle an argument with my wife. When I talk about periods of time, I often use the term a work week to say 5 days. I was like, oh, I meant like 2 weeks and not 2 work weeks. And she's like, that's not a thing. Like work weeks are 5 days, but nobody uses them to like process time. Am I crazy? Is that like not a thing? Because for most of my life, I've described 5-day increments as work weeks. Now the years of playing this have made you a pro, Jared. I get where you're going with that. I feel bad for that guy because he did end up coming out with stuff debunking a lot of that bullshit. And it's like, for sure, it's fucked up that he got drugged for some shit that he did not do. But at the same time, it's like, man, don't fuck your fans. Like don't ever fuck your fans. Ever, ever, ever. No matter how small or big your fucking YouTube channel is, never, ever fuck your fans. That's like the number one rule. And it's very strange that he didn't follow it. Is this a fight worth winning over your wife? Yes. Every fight is a fight worth winning, even if my wife decides to leave me for it. That's what she hates the most about me. I mean, a business day is a thing. You know what? That's a very good argument that I'm going to use when she gets home. That's a solid fucking point right there. Oh, here we go. Okay, hold on. We got a gym question. Gym question. Is it possible to buy like a single entry to a gym in Tokyo? I'll be traveling with my mom through Japan in March, but I don't want to miss the gym time. Always hear about the forms. You know what I think you can do? The film... Hold on. The film man as Jacko. You can... I think 24-hour fitnesses allow you to work out at any 24-hour fitness. So if you get a short membership... Hold on, let me see here. Because there are gyms that do day passes. Let's see. Tokyo Gym Day Pass. Because I know that's a thing. Drop in to gyms. Which gym to choose today? Free membership registration. I'm not familiar with any of the places this is saying. It looks like a lot of gyms do offer day passes for like anywhere from like 300 yen to 1,000 yen. 1,000 being pretty expensive, just like $10. I think you will 100% be able to find gyms to get a day pass at. Finding the information in English might be a little harder. I work out at a place called Arizona Gym. Tokyo Day Pass. Let's see. Okay, I know the annual membership. Give me the day rates. It would be a lot easier to read at a glance if it was in English, but we'll do it in Japanese. Nissan. Personal training. Oh, here we go. Okay, so brain simulation. Oh, that's not it. Okay, that's different. That's different. Oh, no way. Yo. On the Arizona Gym website, they have my gym. Some of the pictures are from my place. That's crazy. We're getting off track here. It is 100% doable, though. Just finding the information in English, I think, is the biggest issue for you. There are a lot of like municipal gyms, though, just like gyms for certain wards that will allow just drop in for a couple hundred yen. So it's definitely... It's a thing. You definitely can do that. It's just you might have to put in a little legwork figuring out which gyms. I'm going to dip for the night, get some sleep, brother. Hell yeah, everybody who has to get out of here, much appreciated you guys showing up. We are about to save it after this fight. And then I'll be dipping right out with you. Work week is 5 days. See? Listen, I need to have I want to do another stream with Josine. I love arguing with her and having the chat back up whichever one it's a really nice jury system. Oh, man, I am sore. I fucked myself up. That's good. I remember when I first played this game, I had a TV, a CRT that was really fucked up. There was some electrical problem with it, and screens of extreme like white, like bright screens would make the picture distort, and you would hear inside the TV a buzzing. So that was like really bad. But a lot of the scenes in Parasite Eve dipped to this really harsh white. It would fuck my TV up super hard. Also, cheers. I forgot who said it, but who fucking said that was Benny. I'm still loving every second of that. Whoever said it in chat, I forgot. But but people won't say multiple work weeks. Oh shit, Josine. Okay, so Josine, we were just talking about the work week argument. It was Goji Shea. That's who said it was Benny. Yeah, Josine, it seems like a couple of people are thinking that maybe I'm correct in judging time in terms of work weeks. Potentially, I might be able to get, I'm working, but I got a free minute. I'm going to tell your work that you're fucking getting on YouTube streams. I'm not a dingus. You take that back. Rest assured, chat, she will be abused both mentally and physically. Fool of a toque. I know I really do need to go to bed, but also I'm hungry again. And we have nothing in the fucking house, Josine. You know, there's something that still really works about a game that has visuals that are kind of like approximating realism as well as Parasite Eve does, but still doesn't have voice acting. Force him to sleep outside. Honestly, Japanese businessmen sleep out on the streets all the time. Back when I used to run at like 4 a.m, you just come across dudes, full salary man, tie, suit, just passed out in the fucking gutter. It's so wild. I feel like I could have a pretty decent sleep out here. It is freezing though. For sure. I'm going to see potentially if Josine is down for doing a stream on, it'll be Sunday for you guys. Oh wait, maybe, no, she'll be at school on Monday. Never mind. Maybe the next Friday stream, which is Saturday for us, Friday for you guys, we can talk her into coming by. Is it Sheva, right? Or Shiva? What's her name again? I forget. Shiva? Shiva, that's what it is, Shiva. RE9 was initially supposed to be an open world game. Now, conceptually, I think survival horror and semi-open world is great on paper, but can be easily botched, especially by Capcom. I feel like them not making an open world is one of the better. I love this scene right here, that car and then stopping. Something about that frame rate always looked so smooth to me when I watched it back, like the day this came out, essentially. Yeah, I think open world survival horror can work to a degree, but you have to have small hubs within the open world. It has to be like, let's say, for example, a MMORPG where you enter a dungeon. You have an open world to explore, and then entering maybe a building will be an internally localized environment that works in the way that a survival horror game would work in terms of progression, exploration, item hunting, puzzle solving, and stuff. So I think survival horror can exist within other game archetypes like that, but you would need to have like a core place where those things can happen. なんだ、日本人ですか?
Just installed Twitter to DM you my videos and got blasted with NSFW content LMFAO.
Dude, welcome to the fucking club. Hell yeah, dude. Thank you for the $5. ちょっとだけね。誰ですか? I am Kunihiko Maeda, or Japanese, or It's so interesting that they put Romaji in instead of Japanese. That's kind of fun. So you could like read along even if you can't read Japanese. Did I say thank you for the $5, by the way, Chip Chap? I'm sorry if I didn't. That's rude. That'll be perfect though. Once I know the kind of content you create, I can get an idea for like, you know, where you want to be and stuff. I think open world's a bad genre. I mean, it could be done right. Look at the Stalker series. Stalker does open world so well because the world actually has a lot of stuff in it to explore, you know? Every area in the exclusion zone, despite the fact that it's like a semi-open world, it's a very huge like play area. There are buildings. You can walk into every building you see. You can go into like there's a lot of places to explore, and most of them you don't have to be in. And I think that's the key with open world is if you're going to make the world feel actually open, you can't make every location in it be story necessary, or else that's just a linear narrative experience, you know, like any other video game. Like SH1. Actually, that's a very good point. Exactly, like SH1. Maybe SH1, for obvious reasons, it was a much more contained open world, but the general formula, I think, yeah, for sure. This is also something interesting. So the garbage can fire is an animated 2D sprite, right? So when Daniel's shadow walks over there, it gets canceled out by the mask texture. Isn't that dope? This is the kind of stuff I love getting into, because a mask texture is a 2D texture that gets, if you look really close at the can, you can see where the animation is by the pixels jumping around. But essentially you have a 2D image right here, right? And then you have a mask texture that gets applied on top, and all of the 3D stuff is underneath it in terms of layers, so that it gives the image depth. So when you walk past a banister, the banister displays in front of your character. That's one of the reasons why the Resident Evil Seamless HD mod was so important, is because it learned how to implement and reinterpret mask textures, because that was something we couldn't do for the longest time, because mask textures were broken down into blocks and they were given addresses essentially, and there were seams in between them, which is how the Seamless HD mod got its name. Evil Within 2 had a good open world. You know, I hear about that game so much. I still hate the Evil Within 1, and it makes me want to play the Evil Within 2 because everybody says it's so much better. One of these days I will. I want to make a video talking about how much I hate Evil Within, honestly. I picked the wrong fucking moment to choose to save and leave the damn... I've been wanting to sleep for so long. Please, Maida. My voice is starting to go. I don't have to read this. I already know the story, but it feels rude to skip past it. So this moment right here is the only thing that actually ties into the events of the book. And it is shaky. I don't know if it's because there's no way a voice actor could do a better job than what my brain is telling me all these people sound like, or if maybe it's just the quiet of not having the voice acting, making it a more intimate experience. But I think there definitely is a value, and like I said, with visuals that sort of approach realism the way that these do, and the absence of voice acting. It sort of allows a bit of space for you to insert some of the content here. It's really nice. Especially because the music is so good and there's such a perfect amount of reverb in the music that almost sounds like room noise. And then you have the crackling of the fire here, and it kind of just sounds like you're in this room. And the room has, despite the fact that it's kind of sleazy and dirty, it has a coziness to it as well, you know? And also, how are they not dying from smoke inhalation? I never thought about that before. Holy shit. Oh God, third birthday. Such a supple, nubile young body as yours. Why would they do that to him? He was like a nervous guy, and they turned him into a fucking creepy pervert. My man, you did not have to take that long to walk through the fucking room. That's a good question. What is third birthday? I remember us all agreeing about something not existing, but I don't quite have the specifics. Never got to finish this gem? Oh, you have to. It's a pretty short RPG. I think you can finish it in less than 20 hours, if I'm not mistaken. Classic Mitsuda? Are you talking about Yasunori Mitsuda? This is not Yasunori Mitsuda. This is... Oh, I've forgotten her fucking name. I just talked about her in my last video. What is her fucking name? All right, I'm going to get so fucking mad about this. Hold on one second. Yoko Shimomura. That's her name. I haven't looked. I just typed in Parasite Eve OST. I didn't even hit enter. Watch. Enter. Yoko Shimomura. I knew it would come to me. It just takes time. That's all it takes. Yeah, that's actually good. Hold on, let's see. Parasite Eve. How long to beat? 10 hours? Wow. Damn, that's way... I thought it was way fucking longer. But to be fair, I do sort of enjoy going back and getting into fights in areas that I've already cleared out, so... And there's the Chrysler building. So you could probably stretch it to 20, right? With the Chrysler building. All right. Everybody, thank you all so much for hanging out today. Thank you everybody who donated, super chatted, who joined up as a channel member, commented, liked the video. Right, it's not a video, it's a stream, right? You know what I'm saying. I am very tired. So I appreciate all of you swinging by. We will be doing the same thing again on Sunday. So if you can hang out, we'll keep playing this. Everybody, please have a good day. Chip Chap, I will get to your Twitter DMs when I wake back up again, but we will definitely be in contact about your future content. Everybody have a good one. Thank you so much. Please don't drink and drive. Make wise choices. And we're back in the gym. We're working out. We're getting big together. All right. Everybody have a good one. I will talk to you all later.